What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Tonight we're going to be playing more Spelunky 2. There it goes. Just popped up right when I said it, as if on cue. Starting just a couple minutes early because I had the stream all ready to go and just decided why not? Like, why just sit here for 5 minutes and waiting? So we're gonna try and do the slow and steady approach because last time we played that seemed to work out pretty well. When we rush, we tend to mess up a lot, is what I'm saying. So let's just go slow, see what happens. No need to rush. I would very much like to play. Yes, thank you. Still have not actually done enough to do a seated run apparently. Daily challenge. We're not ready for that. We're nowhere near ready for that. Who do we seem to do the best with? I think we do pretty well with Rafi, but I think maybe we'll try some alto action today. Try some alto, see how he does. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully well. Hopefully well. Let's get back in the swing of things here. Ooh. The walls are shifting. Shifty shifters in. Oh, you can't get me. There's a wall behind us, between us, in front of you and me, together. Okay, that's a good start. That's a good. That was a practice run. That was a practice run. It's also a practice run, guys. Don't worry about it. This is all just practice, okay? Stream hasn't even technically started yet. It's not 8 o'clock. This is all just practice. It just doesn't count, guys. Is what I'm trying to say. It's not 8, so it doesn't count. Okay, none of this counts. I have a cat now? Why do I have a cat now? Percy, a helpless cat who snuck aboard Margaret Tunnel's spaceship looking for a warm place to sleep. Oh, what a cute cat. I'm actually not a cat person, but I will bring you anyway because you give me help. Nothing personal. It's just, that's really the only reason I would bring you. Is because you give me something in return. You saved my life, and I will be forever grateful. Still not a cat person though. Sorry. You have once again saved my life, and I am once again very grateful, but still not a cat person. Save yourself. See, slow and steady. That's all you gotta do. We're nailing it. Yeah. Sand. There's the sandpaper tongue. Yeah. Yeah. Right up. I do want the turkey, but yeah, I go that way. Nailed it. Okay, now we can get up here. I want that rock. Give me the rock. I mean, we have a turkey, so we can have a built-in defense system, but just in case, I want this rock, so we can do something like that. I knew it was coming. Turkey took all the hits. Thank you, turkey. You're a gentleman and a turkey. Nailed it. We're so good. Turkey did not take that hit? What's your problem, turkey? Come on, man. Skeleton, yeah, get out of here, skeleton, no one cares. Turkey also did not take that hit, and he is now dead. So now we cook him. Hope Yang doesn't see this. He saw it. He's not happy. Thinks we're a monster. Oh god. It's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Now we're +1 health after all that. We got 2, we lost 1. It's still a net plus. Where are you, Yang? Are you dying? You're dying. Thank you. Oh no! My friend Ying, no. He dies. Oh god. No. I didn't know he could just straight up punch me. The things you learn, the more you know. I thought since he lost his weapon, he was completely defenseless, but apparently not. Product, hey, welcome to the stream. How's it going? We're just practicing because it is 8 o'clock now. It is 8 o'clock now. So this is the real stream now. Okay. So whatever deaths you may or may not have witnessed, they were just practice, so they didn't count until now. Hey Kimmy, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Oh, hi there. So this is the real deal. I was just fooling around before, which is why you may have saw me die a lot. I was joking. That was just me joshing, you know, fooling. I was like, oh, the stream's not even started yet. It's not 8. I can play around. Just waste some time, play around. But now it's for realsies. I saw no deaths, only practice lives. Exactly. See, that's the spirit. Why would I even come here? Why is this even a thing? Just death. Just a pit of spikes. Okay. Gotta do for reals now, because this isn't practice anymore. Look how good I am when I'm not practicing. See, practice is for, like, testing new moves, you know? You guys know what I'm about. Not a cat person, but, I'll take it, because it gives me health. You have witnesses now, no more practice. Ooh, the pressure's really on, huh? I can feel it, it's getting hot in here. Something turned the heat up? What's going on? Ral, hey, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Don't run that way, run this way. Run this way? No! Oh, poor turkey. Poor turkey. Not me, though. Not me. This is a real run. This is in practice. Turkey must have been practicing. Stupid turkey. Don't you know we're on the clock right now? Not in time for practicing, you foolish. How's everybody doing tonight, by the way? Why are there turkeys? Why not? I like turkeys. They're delicious. I'm gonna try to go for it. I made it. I'm so proud of myself. He's a turkey farmer, and he wants you to find his turkeys, kind of like the people in Zelda. I want you to find all of their cuckoos. Kukiki? I've never really known how to pronounce C-U-C-C-O. Cuckoo? Cacao? What's everybody been playing lately? Not even entirely sure what happened there, because the arrow clearly hit the scorpion dude and not me or the lizard, so I'm not sure how I even got hurt. Cuckoos? Maybe it's Cuckoos, you know, we'll never know because of the silent protagonist thing. And the lack of voiceover thing. Yep, okay. Yep, no, that's fine. Yep. You can hit me. That's, you know what, I wanted to be hit there. I did that on purpose. It was a strategic hit. So I can do that, and yeah, worked perfect. To speak, Link? Yeah, Link, what the hell's your problem? Link. I'm sure he will in Breath of the Wild too. It's probably like the big game advancement that they're gonna make in that one, right? Is like Link talks. Just hit them till they swarm me. Actually, I haven't tried that in Breath of the Wild. I wonder if they do that in Breath of the Wild. I'm sure they do. It's like a staple of the series. Like, it would almost be blasphemous if they don't. There was one of the Zelda games where there was a boss fight that had cuckoos in the room, and you could actually use it against the boss. You'd like throw the cuckoos at him, and if you hit the cuckoos with his attack enough times... How did you even get up here? It's like, It was a bomb. It wasn't a teleporter. Get out of here. Stupid cat. That's what you deserve. But like, if you threw the cuckoo at the boss right as he was attacking Link, he would hit it, and then like the cuckoos would just swarm him. Like take a massive amounts of damage off of him. Anybody here try that Baldur's Gate 3 game? I was tempted to buy it tonight, Ralister, and then I realized, you know, there's only like 6 weeks, 7 weeks until Christmas, and I still have to do like Christmas shopping that I haven't done any of yet for my children. So, yeah, so that's kind of where all of my finances are probably going to be going between now and Christmas. It just kind of dawned on me. I was like, hold on a second, something's coming up in the next few weeks. It's going to take a lot of money. And I thought about it for a minute and thought about it for a minute and thought about it for a minute, and then I was like, well, that's right, that thing that I should have been shopping for like 3 months ago. Silly me. What happened to the dog you were carrying around? This is the dog. What I was carrying around before was a cat, and it got brutally murdered by a bomb. Christmas is canceled. I actually tried to convince my kids of that and tell them that Santa couldn't come this year because of the COVID situation. And then I was led to believe that that was kind of a horrible parenting tactic, and I probably shouldn't do that. So there's that. Santa got the road. It was going to save me a lot of, save Santa a lot of time and hard work for all of his elves and stuff. It wasn't going to save me anything, obviously, because I'm not Santa or anything like that. Are any 5-year-olds watching right now? My phone just died. Oh no. The dog, it's here? It is. I'm trying. Dog, does it count if you get that? I don't think it counted. Now I kind of feel bad for throwing my dog. Be free, dog. Is he gonna make it? He didn't make it. That dumb frickin' dog. Come here. There, he's free. Now we free this guy. He's my partner in crime. He usually actually leads to a lot more problems than good. So he likes to throw things at me for some reason. Yeah, but I do want to try the Baldur's Gate 3 game, but then it's like an early access until the foreseeable future. They said it could be an early access for like a year or more. And then they just announced today that like any progress you make in the early access version won't carry over to the full game. So then I'm kind of in the mindset of like, why would I spend 60 bucks to try... How's everybody doing? You guys doing good? Why would I spend $60 to try an early access version of your game? That is like, to be fair, like even the early access version of the game is like 30 hours of gameplay, so it's not like you're not getting a substantial amount of gameplay. Like that's longer than a lot of games I have paid $60 for. But if I'm going to play for 30 hours and then have to start all over again when it gets released, then why wouldn't I just wait to pay for it until it gets released too? It's kind of my mindset on it, even though I really do want to play it. Like I loved the original Baldur's Gate games. That was a test run, Ral, you're right, yeah. We've been doing a lot of those. Like we're a little rusty. We haven't played in a week, so we really have to work on our test runs for a while. Oh, I saved my dog. The last second. Such a good dog owner. Here, get out of here. We don't want you here. Don't worry, dog. I saved you. He was gonna eat you. I wouldn't let him. Then you're 30 hours in for nothing. Yeah, because then you got to start all over again from scratch. So I have other news. I think my dog may have just got shot with an arrow. Apparently... Nintendo would like to replace my right Joy-Con because I'm having a lot of issues with it and it's laggy and doesn't respond. But in order for them to replace it, they are sending me a shipping label, or they sent me a shipping label, and I have to ship the right Joy-Con to them? and then they will send me one in replacement, and it takes like 4 weeks to get back. So don't really know what we're gonna do about that. Yeah, it is free. I mean, I will give them that. It's for free. Yeah. You did tell me, Kimmy. You did. I appreciate that. But it kind of leaves me in a weird spot where I'm like, so I can't play my Switch for 4 weeks, or I need to go buy another set of controllers in the meantime and then take them back for a refund when I get mine replaced. I'm not sure what to do about that. So. And yes, I'm pregnant. Yes, you called it. Yeah, you called it. So, like, I'm kind of using it as an excuse to go get a Pro controller because I've been meaning to get one anyway. It's just I've been putting it off because they're, like, the most expensive controllers that have ever existed in the history of mankind. Why they're so expensive? I have no idea. Can you sync another kind of controller to the Switch? You just need a right. I can let you borrow one. Oh, that's a very kind offer. But then I would have no excuse to go buy the Pro controller, though, so... you can't officially sync any other controllers to the Switch, but there is like a... That was close. I mean... I saved the animal, guys. I mean... If it was my life or his, obviously I made the right choice, so... It's not like both of us could have survived in any kind of situation or scenario. That was the only possible outcome, is one of us was going to die. So I figured it might as well be me, you know? Handle all the joysticks, yeah. Hook my double joysticks up to my Switch, yeah. Which, I'm here to tell you, like, the double joystick setup, way harder to figure out than I thought it was going to be. I was playing that Star Wars Squadron game for, like, an hour the other night, trying to figure out how to get those double joysticks to work. And I'd, like, just barely started getting used to them by the end of the hour of playing. I was like, this is really complicated. You wouldn't think joysticks would be that complicated, because you use joysticks all the time on controllers. But, yeah, it's kinda complicated. Like, isn't the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, like, the official Nintendo brand one, like, $90? Kind of insane. They do have an adapter you can buy, I guess, for, like, I want to say it's $30 that they actually sell in stores, because I saw it at a store the other day at GameStop, I think. Where you can actually sync a Xbox or a PlayStation controller to the Switch. Obviously, they won't have the motion controls, which is kind of problematic in certain games, but could be worth investing in. Oh my god, no, 60? Really? I could have sworn they were way more expensive than $60, because that's why I haven't gotten one yet. Nailed it. Get the key. Get the key. Get the... I knew that was coming. I always see everything at the last, like, right when it's happening. I'm never preemptive about anything. I just see it right when it's happening. I need to look ahead. Where was the dog? Wasn't he up here? Come with me, dog. Wait, you sit there. I'll be right back. So I could have sworn I was going to go get a Pro controller the other day, and it was like $80, and I was like, nope, that's not happening. But if I can make an excuse that it's an expense for my Twitch channel, then, you know, my LLC, you know, this booming business that I got going here, then it's just a write-off, you know? Anybody see Schitt's Creek? That is a wee bit expensive, $69.99. My sister told me about Schitt's Creek, and I started watching it the other day. They have some ridiculous episodes on that show. I hate that Nintendo never does cheap. Yeah, that's not really their style, for sure. They don't like cheap. Oh, I'm sorry, hamster. Oochie. A helpless hamster who Colin Northwood brought to the moon in the name of science. Unfortunately, she escaped. I love that show. It is pretty funny. But that's what it reminded me of, is there was an episode I watched recently where he was talking about a write-off. And he was just buying all kinds of stuff, and his dad's like, who's gonna pay for that? And his son's like, nobody, Dad. That's why it's called a write-off. He's like, no, it just means that it lowers the amount of income that you're taxed at the end of the year. And then the son's like, well, then they should just call it a tax write-off. And his dad gets all pissed. He's like, it's exactly what it's called, a tax write-off. I was like, this is so stupid, but hilarious at the same time. His son was just convinced that you just magically write off the expense and it just doesn't exist anymore. I was like, yeah, that sounds like something I would think too. Well, that's a dead turkey. Sounds like dinner to me. Roast turkey, delicious. Well, you know what? We're gonna roast you too because we have no way of getting you out of here. Roast. I actually forgot I had climbing gloves and it almost led to our demise. Nailed it. We're doing alright this run. We're doing alright. A Little Bit of Alexis is a wonderful song. I haven't even seen that episode yet. I think I'm on season 2, episode 9. Or 10, I can't remember which one. My favorite part of the show is how Alexis and the mom both say David's name the same way when they're annoyed. David. David. And it cracks me up. Oh, you can't miss it. Oh, I'm sure I'll appreciate it when I see that episode for sure. Just going to kill him. Oh, it doesn't matter. I don't have any bombs. Never mind. It's the least of our worries then. Oh no. Almost killed me. Her accent is brilliant. I love the fruit wine commercial. That was pretty good. What has that dog been doing? Trapping himself into a hole and killing thousands of people. He's stacking the bones of his enemies, making an altar. If you love fruit wine as much as I do. The show is really good. I'm surprised I've never seen it before. I'm a Eugene Levy fan too, so it's kind of interesting that I never even knew the show existed. Yep, I knew that was coming. Nope, no, don't do it. You jerk. Should have just killed me. Instead of teasing me. You didn't roll all the way over there, did you? I think you did. Sure didn't. You jerk. Jerk face. Take this. Oh, I didn't take it. There we go. Now he did. Now he did. And take this. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. I forget. How did we not get past this level last time? Like, we got really close. Oh, because I died. That's right. Weird. Keep forgetting I have climbing gloves. I don't have to worry about falling. I can just rip onto any wall. Glorious. Come here. I want you. Anybody else here play Spelunky? Spelunky 2? Ral, I just reinstalled Binding of Isaac tonight because I was Well then. That apparently killed me. I was actually considering playing that tonight instead of Spelunky. I have not played it. It's pretty fun. It's pretty hard though. I'd say out of all the roguelike games I've played, this is easily the hardest one. Because of that. Because of that right there. Because of the hits. You know, if you don't get hit, it's not that hard. But I tend to get hit a lot. It's kind of a problem I have. I get hit. Why not? Gunfire Reborn is the best roguelike. I've seen people play it. I didn't really have much interest myself, but it looked interesting. By the way, welcome to the stream, Candy Cotton. Thanks for joining. That just had to miss him, huh? Couldn't just hit him. Ooh, get out of there! I thought he died, but he just slipped. Hit the dog. Leave the cannoli. Yep, that's fine. This is what happens now, because you're bad luck. You made me die. No, I want you to... There. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens to dogs that make me die. Okay? Do it again. See what happens. Probably the same thing. You'll probably die again, I guess. Oh, man, I hate that. How about you, Candy Con? What have you been playing, man? I love it. It's such a blast. That's the one that's like a first person, right? First person shooter. Oh my god, Bubby. What? The dog deserved to be punished, so I sacrificed him to the gods and got really cool boots. So I mean, if anything, I did what the game wanted me to do, otherwise they wouldn't have awarded me for it. Second Extinction. Never heard of it. That was a mistake. Good thing we bought these ropes. Nailed it. So good. I mean, I'm tempted. I need to see what's over here. Like, what is this weird area that's locked off from the rest of the map? There must be something cool back here. Nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Just a lot of death. You killed your dog. He wasn't my dog. He was just a random stray. When I picked him up to try and save him, he bit me. You saw my life go down. I lost a heart. Dogs shouldn't bite. Dogs who bite get sacrificed, I guess? I don't know. Is that the life lesson we're trying to teach here? The Holy Grail. I got an achievement that says her favorite. I'm her favorite. See? The game does want you to sacrifice things. Sacrifice more. I have a bloodthirst. I have a lust for blood. I'm trying to step on you. Got him. Sacrifice more things. More things must be sacrificed. I have a problem. Wow, I knew Bubby was evil. No, I just like free things. Now that I have a cup, look what happens, okay? Anybody who isn't familiar with this game, watch. This is like the most demonic, demented gameplay element I've ever seen, okay? So I have a cup. What that cup does is now anytime I kill something, if I soak its blood up, it fills that cup slowly. You'll see the icon has like blood pouring out of it now. And if I can fill the cup all the way up, I get a free life. It's like the weirdest gameplay element ever. Die. Yummy, yummy, yummy. No! Leave me alone! Leave me alone! No, you go. I'm hiding. Can't see me. Die. Die. Oh, I caught it. Sweet. He's upgrading from murdering babies to murdering animals. I mean, technically, I guess it's better. I mean, I don't think it comes with as bad of a sentence. Maybe. I'm just collecting the blood of my enemies so I can live longer. I thrive off the blood of my enemies. It all makes sense. It's the same way it works in real life. It's not that far off base, you know? Bubby has always been evil? No, that's not true. Guys, I worked so hard to get the good... I knew it was happening as soon as he left my fingers. I was like, that can't be good. I worked so hard to get the good ending in Red Dead, and nobody gives me any credit for it. They all just think I'm a bad guy. I'm like Wreck-It Ralph. Just because I might be a bad guy doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. We all have our parts to play in this world. I like to think of myself as like Satan from South Park, you know? He's just misunderstood. He's not an evil person. He just has a job to do, and he does it. Regrettably. And full of angst and emotion. Well, that was dumb. I'm rich. Yeah, good ending Red Dead does not equal murdering babies and innocent animals. I never murdered a baby in Red Dead. You have to murder animals in Red Dead to survive. You're out in the wilderness. I mean, anything could be in the box, right? It could be a boat. I've never had this. I've heard this is like the most OP item in the entire game. Jetpack, it's expensive, but many explorers swear by it. Just keep an eye on your fuel levels, okay? Does it show the fuel levels? No. You just have to guess. He's doing blood sacrifices. Yeah, for free stuff. I mean, if I could save money in real life by blood sacrificing, I'd do it all the time. It's like, oh, you want to pre-order a PlayStation 5? Ah, right this way, sir. Just sacrifice an animal. I'd be like, do you have one handy? I'll sacrifice it right now. You have a store mascot, maybe. Perhaps a cat. So if you're like South Park Satan, do you fantasize about dead Saddam? Maybe. Don't judge. I fantasize about up there where there's so much room. The jetpack was very short-lived. I have regrets. I have a lot of regrets. Where babies burp and flowers bloom. Where they can dream and I can dream too. Up there, up where? Skies are ocean blue. Where I can go and live without a care. Up there. Thank you. Thank you. There's a beautiful rendition. To this day, South Park, the movie, is like a movie I still watch at least once a year. I love that movie. Remember, worst comes to worst, you can always blame Canada. That is true. That is true. I used to watch this, the Simpsons movie like once a year too, but for some reason the Simpsons movie just didn't have the same staying power as the South Park movie did. Simpsons movie to this day I still think was like a really big mistake. They never should have made it. Ever since then, it's just never been the same. Like, the popularity of it dropped immensely after that movie was made. It's like everybody finally got what they've all been asking for with the movie, and then the creators of the show were like, Well, we did it. We made your movie, and everybody's like, well, now there's nothing left. Like, you've made a movie. Where do you go from here? And yet, somehow, they're on season, like, 35 this year. I don't know how that show's still around. If you can't blame Canada, just blame Nate. I mean, he is Canada as far as I'm concerned. He's the face of Canada. He's the only Canadian I know. Well, Cryptic Fox, I suppose. But does anybody really know Cryptic Fox? He's so cryptic. And Foxy. Wait, don't take that out of context. That was really weird. Don't tell him I said that. I got my TV on a massive burn on my 18-month-old $1,500 TV. Oh, so you forgot your TV was on and got a massive burn-in. Gotcha. What is it, a plasma? You don't leave plasmas on, especially not on a still screen. Had a friend who played OLEDs burn in? Really? That's horrible. They're so expensive. You'd think with the expense they would have technology that makes them not burn in. Had a friend who had a plasma TV and he always played his Xbox on it. And he always played Madden for hours and hours and hours. Then finally, like, he got another game that wasn't Madden for like the first time in forever. And he went to go play it and he could still see like the overlay of the Madden interface on the screen. I was like, that sucks, man. It was like a super expensive TV too. Every game he played had like a little Madden overlay over top of it. Hello. Do not come in here. Do not come in here and anger this man. He's selling me things. I mean, for $1,000, that's a bargain. Why wouldn't I take it? Wait, how much is the present? Oh. But what brought me to talking about South Park and Simpsons in the first place is because I said you never know what's in the box. And in some roundabout way, that made me think of South Park and Simpsons because that's actually a joke on an episode of Family Guy. Stay with me, okay? I know this is a roundabout thing that we're doing here. But it was a joke on Family Guy where he was like in a game show, and the game show prize was you could either win a boat or a box. And he won the game show. And Lois got all excited. And she was like, oh my god, we can get a boat. And then my gosh, Peter was like, yeah, or we could get the box, and who knows, what could be in the box? It could even be a boat. And I was like, this man is the dumbest man in the world. He took the box. Yeah, I'll take the box. Maybe it's a boat. Exactly. I love Family Guy. I think between Family Guy, Simpsons, and pretty much any other animated cartoon, actually, I'd take Family Guy over any of them. Hate that. It's always so stressful. Cat. You shouldn't have gotten yourself in that predicament. Nailed it. That was perfect. It was 20 gift card. I love old Simpsons. Yeah, the original Simpsons show was really good. Like, I still go back and watch, like, the old season 1 and season 2 a lot. Same with South Park, actually. Like, my favorite South Park, I haven't watched any new seasons. I don't think I watched anything after season 10. But, like, I love the original South Park seasons. They were, like, the edgiest. Where they were just, like, trying to push the envelope for no reason other than to push the envelope. I don't want to try and kill this dude. Taking a long time to do it. I like South Park because it gets super political. See, that's kind of why I prefer. Oh, he killed himself somehow. Okay, I'll take it. It's kind of why I prefer Family Guy, is because like South Park does get really political sometimes, and I'm like, ugh, that's all I hear about on the news anyway. Why would I want to watch it on my cartoons? Whereas Family Guy just gets stupid, and I prefer stupid over politics any day. Night of 1,000 shits. I used to watch Futurama too, but then when they brought it back after it was canceled, it was like never the same. It was never as good as it used to be. What I'm saying is, as a grown man, the only TV I really watch is animated cartoons. What is going on? There's so much stuff dying all around me, and I'm not involved with any of it. Yeah, okay. Oh, that was close. Sir, if you could not get in the way, that would be great. That's all I'm asking. Don't lead to my demise. Okay, that's fine. You know what? I'll take that. That's a completely acceptable result, in my opinion. Hey, we got back to the green place, Raul, just like you asked. Most swearing in an animated movie is South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut. The 81-minute movie contains 399 swear words, 128 offensive gestures, and 221 acts of violence. It's almost like they were trying to do it on purpose. That's the joke. I think they were trying to do it on purpose. You jerk. You won't say that to my face. Again. You won't do it again? Oh, there we go. That's really creepy looking. Like the cat's suspended in midair, like unconscious. That was a little unsettling. Alright. Let's let this dude out. Don't kill me. In fact, I'm not even entirely sure why I let you out, now that I'm thinking about it. Kill that thing. Go get that plant, dude. Come on, come down here. Come down here and get the plant. Come down here. Do it. I dare you. That plant. Get him. Go fight him. Fight him. Go get him. Here, I'll keep him busy. There, he's busy. Go, run. Sacrificed again. We spent a lot of life. We started this level with like 6 lives. I did it! Every 12.5 seconds is a curse. Oh my gosh. It's quite the ratio. Hiya? I nailed him. That'll never happen again. Get out of here, mosquito. Get out of here. Got it. Hiya? Ooh, that's bad. Hiya. Could it be? Am I secretly the best bomb thrower this game's ever seen? Do I have a secret skill I never knew I had? I mean, I knew I had it back in Halo. Like in Halo, I could kill people all the way across the map with bombs. That was the best. Don't wake up. Jerk. We can do this. Don't panic. Oh, I thought I was gonna die from fall damage. I mean, I'll take it. It's better than nothing. Always want to have a weapon. Okay. Okay. You ever seen any of the other Trey Parker and Matt Stone movies? Like real movies, not just like South Park or the animated stuff? One of my favorites is always Basketball, and like nobody I know has ever seen it. I always bring it up all the time, and people are like, what the hell is Basketball? It sounds stupid. And I just get really upset and offended. I'm like, it's not stupid, you're stupid. Basketball, yeah, Basketball was awesome. Basketball was like one of my favorite movies of all time for a long time. I love that movie. It is a good movie. It's a great movie. I talk to people about it all the time, and like I've never actually met a person in real life that has, like in person, that has also seen Basketball. It's actually really weird how few people have seen it. And I always thought after I saw the movie, like I thought it was actually genius. I was like, they should really make this into like a real sport. I think it would actually go someplace. I would watch it. Sounds like a cool game. Sort of those diamonds in the rough type. It definitely is, yeah. But I like all their movies. Like they had what was it called? Hannibal? Hannibal the movie? Hannibal the musical? They like musicals, I don't know why. I actually still to this day have not seen Book of Mormon, and I would really want to. If I ever get a chance, I'm going to. I've heard that's hilarious. Where did my torch go? I lost it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Don't panic. Stop panicking. We panicked. Tried to talk myself down, but it didn't work. We almost beat level 2. We were on the last level of level 2. Lesson 1. Okay, I need to get back to the basics. Always have... He's carrying my cat. Why are you carrying my cat, sir? Well, you see, it has a light on this tree that won't light on one side. So I'm taking it to my shop, where I will fix it up there, and bring it back here. But sir, that's a cat. Why, Mr. Santa Claus? Why? Who here likes the Grinch? I like the original Grinch, the animated one. We've done a lot of different versions of it over the last few years, and I'm not a huge fan of the Illumination Pictures one. I don't like it. My kids like it. I'm not a huge fan. I like their Lorax movie. Like, I watch the Illumination movie Lorax like all the time. I love that movie. But the Grinch, they could have probably left that one alone. Love the Grinch. I love the Jim Carrey. The Jim Carrey one is pretty good, yeah. I actually went to go see that in theaters with my parents when I was a little kid. I loved it. Thought it was like the best movie I've ever seen in my life. But now Jim Carrey's a little bit... Not that he wasn't before, but I sometimes fear for the man's mental health. Damn it. Wake up. Nailed him. I mean, who in their right mind would agree to play Dr. Robotnik in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie? Which, I'm not going to lie, was actually surprisingly good. Like, I hated the fact that I loved that movie when I watched it. I took my kids to the theater to see it, and like, I took them to see it because I was like, okay, they'll like it, it's Sonic, whatever. And I was like, this is gonna be such a horrible movie. And like, I figured I was gonna have to suffer through it like most kids' movies that I watch. And then like, as the movie got on and like kept going, I was like, alright, Sonic the Hedgehog, this is kind of cool. Then like, by the time we got to the end of the movie, I was like, it's over? What the heck? They didn't explain, where's Tails? And where's Knuckles? Like, I was actually upset. I was like, they better make a sequel. That's all I'm saying, is they better make a sequel. Is he? Yeah, he's Dr. Robotnik in the Sonic movie, yeah. They took some artistic liberties with the character. He's not exactly like he was in the cartoons or the games. But he's pretty good at it. He's pretty good. He's definitely like an evil Jim Carrey in that movie. He's not a good guy by any means, obviously, because he plays the bad guy. So that was kind of a no-brainer comment to make. But I haven't seen it. It's surprisingly good. Like, it's more than bearable. It's pretty good. As far as movie, well, I wouldn't even necessarily call it a video game-based movie, because, I mean, I guess technically it is, because Sonic is a video game character, but it has nothing to do with the actual video game. Like, it just used the characters to tell a silly kids' story. But it's a good movie. I liked it. Like, the most disappointing part of it to me is the movie actually starts in, like, the Sonic world, like level 1-1 of Sonic with like the green loop-de-loops and stuff. And then that's like the only time in the whole movie you see that. And I was like super disappointed by the end of the movie. I was like, really? They didn't go back into like the Sonic world more? Because that would be super cool. Spring Hill Zone, is that what it's called? Or Green Hill Zone? It's been a couple years since I played a Sonic game, not gonna lie. And I'm pretty sure the last Sonic game I played was Sonic Spinball. Because I used to be obsessed with that damn game. I would play it for hours. I could never get past the first level. I had a problem. Okay, I had a problem. Emerald thingy? Well, that cat's dead. Like, I have this weird thing where I tell myself I love pinball games. And, like, generally I do love playing pinball games, but I'm horrible at them. Like, I'm disgustingly bad at pinball games. So, like, anytime there's a new pinball game that's made on a game console, I buy it. Because I'm like, oh, pinball, my favorite. And then I realize I suck and I never actually get anywhere. Sort of remember Basketball Now to read its Wikipedia. It's a weird movie, and like it's kind of strange because they made it with all of their friends apparently. Like most of the actors in that movie are their personal friends in real life, and then like you never see them in any of their other movies. And I was like, that's weird. Like you would think if they made one movie together, they'd make like an ensemble of movies, kind of like what's his name? Adam Sandler and his friends all make movies together now. Green Hill Zone? Yeah, I remembered something. I loved Squeak. There was a character on Basketball called Squeak that they all made fun of, and I thought he was just the funniest freaking guy in the whole movie. The whole point of the movie is, like, you're playing basketball, and you're allowed to, psych people out when they're going to make their shots. The Squeak would always psych people out by saying, your sister's going out with Squeak! Everybody would get, like, disgusted and, like, lose their shot. Miss it by a mile. I always thought that was kind of funny. Yay, he hit the turkey, not me. I ordered Korean snack box and they included a tube of red pepper paste. What in the world? Is that a snack in Korea? Just red pepper paste by itself is a snack in Korea, huh? They don't put it on something like crackers, maybe? No, you were supposed to hit the turkey. Gosh dang it. What do I even bring the turkey for if he's not going to take all the damage for me? Stupid turkey. What good are you? Well, now this is happening because I need life. Thank you. I had a friend from Japan in high school. He was a foreign exchange student. And he would always give me snacks. And like every snack package he would ever bring me or send me in the mail was like all wasabi based. And I never, for the years that I knew him, had the heart to tell that kid that I hated wasabi with a passion. So for years, while I knew this kid in high school, anytime he picked up like a wasabi snack pack and brought it to school for me, like he thought, like, to his credit, he thought he was like doing me a favor and like opening me to new cultures and stuff, which I appreciate. Like, I'm all about like exploring new cultures, especially their food, because I love food. But like, he would give me these wasabi flavored whatever, like candies. Sometimes they were like lozenges, like wasabi lozenge. I'd just take it and I'd be like, oh, thank you so much, and I'd eat it and like try really hard not to like just look disgusted. And I'd be like, yeah, just as good as the last time. Just, that's always delicious, every time. And he would just never stop bringing them to me. So then it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, where because I was pretending to love them, I just got fed more of them. And in hindsight, maybe that wasn't the best way of going about it. Maybe if I just told him I didn't like it, he would have stopped feeding it to me constantly. Oh, what's that? Oh. You interrupted me and now I died. Jesus. Rude people, am I right? Oh. I was doing so well. It was going so good. And someone had to randomly walk into my apartment and interrupt me. These weird people. Just walking in all the time. Anyway. This guy's finished last. You know, they say when there's an idiom like that, there's a reason. It's like based on experience and like history. And for that particular one, I could completely agree. Like, I think that is actually the reality of the world. It's like, the nicer you are as a person, like, and this is gonna sound horrible. I'm dead. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? That's fair, I deserve it. It's gonna sound horrible. It's gonna come out real horrible. But like, I have a very strong opinion that like, if you are a nice person, like legitimately nice person, like, you will finish last. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, think about the last person you met in life who was just supernaturally nice. Like, you don't even, if you were me, and maybe this says a lot about me. Okay, I get it. If you're me, like, and you meet somebody who's like that, well, now this is gonna make me sound really bad, considering you just said you met somebody like that and you married them. But like, if you're me and you meet somebody like that, I always think they have like an agenda. I'm always like, what are you so happy about? Nobody's that happy all the time. I always think their smile is like fake 90% of the time. I'm like, what are you hiding? What's your secret dark secret? Huh? What is it? Did someone hurt you? Are you like just crying for help on the inside, but you don't want to say it out loud? Or are you like trying to sell something to me and you just haven't gotten to the pitch yet? Like, what is it? Like, that's how I always feel about people who like are always happy. I'm like, this isn't right. This isn't normal. Something's not right about this. I guess that says a lot about me and my opinion of people. I'm like, this isn't good. This person's evil. You've been burned too many times, methinks. That's the thing, I haven't really. Like, nobody's specifically like hurt me in life. I actually tend to just stay away from people in general. But like, it just weirds me out. Like, if I meet somebody for the first time and like they shake my hand and they're like, hey, nice to meet you, how's it going? I'm John. I'm like, lower it down, John. You gotta meet my energy, okay? Bring it down. You're at like a 9 right now. I need you to be at a 2, okay? And John's like, you're so funny. You're cracking me up. I'm like, it's not a joke. Like, you really gotta calm yourself down, dude. You're too happy. You're happy enough for everybody in this room. Oh God, I didn't know what it was. Now I'm dead, because I'm poisoned. Just kill me. Take me out of my misery. There. I didn't die from poison. Like, John is... Like, those kinds of people. I'll just call them Johns from now on, because that doesn't have a negative connotation on its own. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's just... rubs me the wrong way. I guess you could call me, like, a Mr. Wilson type, where, like, I like to be left alone to my own devices. And, like, I have a negative opinion on everybody else when they're happy. We've all seen Dennis the Menace, right? We're all getting my references, right? Where, like, Dennis the Menace was just this nice, lighthearted, like, happy-go-lucky kid. And, like, Mr. Wilson just always assumed he was up to no good, because he's like, no kid's that happy. What's he all about? Oh, that brings me to another thing I was thinking earlier today. I don't know why. Like, I go down these really weird rabbit holes online sometimes, where I just, like, start... I don't even know. I don't even know what triggers it, or what causes me to start having these thoughts. But today, earlier today, for some reason, I just randomly started thinking about Boy Meets World. And I was like, you know what? What are those guys doing? Like, what are the Boy Meets World people doing nowadays? So I started, like, Googling Boy Meets World, and, like, all the actors and actresses that were in Boy Meets World. To be frank, it was probably way more, like, that ever has been done for Boy Meets World in the last, like, 20 years by anybody. But I was, like, Googling it, and then it, like, dawned on me. Like, there is a very close allusion between Boy Meets World and Dennis the Menace. And, like, it dawned on me as I was watching old clips of Boy Meets World, and I was like, huh, that's probably where they got the idea from. Because that's, like, exactly what the show was at the beginning. It was, like, this well, not troublemaking, but, like, this kid who was just kind of obnoxious and, like, pranky. And, like, he had an old man next door living next to him that he would, like, always bother. Like, the old man would be out doing his, like, gardening or something. And the boy, Corey, would, like, walk over and be like, oh, hey, Mr. Feeney, how's it going? And it's, like, almost exactly like Dennis the Menace. And, like, when that dawned on me earlier today, I was like, wow, I wonder if other things were made from inspiration from things that already existed before them. Duh. I thought that was a weird realization in my adult life that I never really put the two and two together when I was a kid. I did not mean to buy that. That sucks. Because, like, Mr. Feeney was essentially Mr. Wilson, and it just kind of blew my mind. I was like, whoa, they could have just named this show Dennis the Menace, and it would have been the exact same show. Plus, I mean, everybody loves Mr. Feeney, so... That's another thing I noticed, like, when I was growing up, like, I saw, obviously, Boy Meets World, but that's the only show I knew those actors from was Boy Meets World, and it turns out the old man, that's kind of rude, but it turns out the guy who played, like, Mr. Feeney, their teacher throughout the entire series, was actually, like, an Emmy-winning TV actor for, like, some soap opera drama show that he was in, and, like, I was kind of blown away by that, too. I was like, what? He was, like, a legitimate, serious actor at one point in his life? Why did he become Mr. Feeney? Like, why, if you have an Emmy Award-winning show, would you decide to be a Mr. Feeney for TGIF? I thought that was really weird. Apparently he was in a show called, like, Saint Elsewhere or something, which I've never heard of, because I think it was, like, well before my time. That was, like, some soap opera kind of show about a hospital, kind of like General Hospital, but it's about a place called Saint Elsewhere. I don't know. I didn't read too much about it. I just thought it was really interesting to find out that he was, like, an Emmy-nominated actor. I was like, that guy's the real deal. I only ever knew him as a silly slapstick comedian named Mr. Feeney. if you could let go of my hamster, I'd appreciate that. Bring him in. Bring him with us. Here you go. I do that a lot though throughout the day, like any random day. Like a lot of my mental power for some reason is spent like thinking of old TV shows that I used to love watching when I was a kid. Like I long for like the nostalgia of the old shows I used to watch. Like on the days, you know, like everybody had those days where you like were out sick from school. Whether you were actually sick or not is like to be questioned. Because like 9 times out of 10 when I was sick from school, I wasn't really sick. Just didn't want to go to school. But like that's all we ever did, or at least that's all I ever did when I was home from school, was like I would just sit there on the couch all day, just like watch TV. And like it was always the exact same shows. It was always like Boy Meets World, Step by Step, The Cosby Show. What else? Oh, I didn't get to the button quick enough. I was trying to think what other shows there were. There was like a group of like MASH. I would watch so much MASH when I was homesick from school. Like legitimately, that's probably one of my favorite shows of all time. I never would have even known it existed if it wasn't for me being homesick from school and watching it with my mom. Even as a kid, I knew. I was like, this show's something special. This show's got what it takes. Alan Alda. Yay for being sick. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like some of the best years of my life. I'm just kidding. I had to stop myself before I finished that sentence because that was just going to be a complete ridiculous statement. But some of like the best memories I had as a kid weren't from school memories. It was like the days that I stayed home sick from school with my mom. I'd be like, what are we watching today, Mom? MASH or Golden Girls? And of course we'd watch both. Like, why only pick one? You have your pick of the daytime TV dramas and comedies. Why would you only choose one? Why would you limit your possibilities? I will say Golden Girls was kind of funny sometimes too. Like for the most part, Golden Girls was like really boring to me as a kid. But every once in a while they get a zinger in there and I was like, got him. Got him. I almost feel like Golden Girls was like Sex and the City before Sex and the City. You know? Like it literally was. It was like an old person's version of Sex and the City. Run? I don't know what that does. I don't want to know. I used to watch MASH with my Grammy every day. I love MASH. Like I got my mom for Christmas, 2 Christmases actually, because one Christmas it was a VHS set of like the greatest MASH episodes, and then like DVDs started coming out and they started doing like seasons of DVDs, and for like 10 Christmases in a row that was my Christmas gift to my mom, was like another season of MASH on DVD. And like every year she was like elated and I was like, that's right, I got you for 10 years, Mom. 10 years I got your Christmas presents. That's like the greatest feeling when you already know what you're gonna get somebody for Christmas for like years in advance. You're like, oh, if I could just find out what show this person likes, I could be set for life. Especially with shows going for like 25 seasons now. You can be like, I got you for Christmases and birthdays. Did you ever watch Mork and Mindy? I have never seen the show Mork and Mindy, but I've seen Mork in Happy Days, which is the other show I used to watch when I was homesick from school all the time. I like that one a lot. That one was like one of my favorites. It's really weird when you think about it. Like, I know people who have never seen Happy Days, and if it wasn't for watching Happy Days as a kid, I would never know who Henry Winkler was. Like, wouldn't that be a weird life to not know who Henry Winkler is? You would not get like half of the jokes in a lot of Adam Sandler movies. He was in Happy Days? Just gonna let that one sit there. I'm just gonna let that one air out for a while. Rao, do you know who Henry Winkler is? I question whether you actually know who Henry Winkler is when I say Henry Winkler then, because if you've seen Happy Days and you know who Henry Winkler is, like there's no way you can't put the two together. It's impossible. He was, is, and for eternity will always be the Fonz. He was Arthur Fonzarelli. The one and the only, the myth, the man, the legend. I used to think Fonzie was like the funniest character in the world. But then that brings us back to Mork and Mindy. Because like Mork was on Happy Days and he was like Fonzie's nemesis. And like Fonzie would be able to like fix stuff by like smacking it with his hand. And he was like super cool. And then Mork could do like stuff by just pointing at it. And using his like alien special powers or whatever the hell Mork had going on. They would always have like cool competitions is essentially what it boiled down to, where they would like try and one up each other. And I'm saying always as if it happened a lot, but I'm pretty sure that was actually only like one episode. That was like a one episode arc that they did with Mork on it. But like for some reason as a kid I remember seeing that one episode a billion times. Okay, I'm just trying to get my turkey back, you savages. Gosh, monsters. Stop! Everybody's trying to stop me from getting my turkey. Jerks. This Henry Winkler was also in like a lot of Adam Sandler movies. He was in Little Nicky, which I have not thought of since I saw Little Nicky until just now. That movie was hilarious. I need to go back and find that someday and watch it again. He was also in Waterboy. He was the coach in Waterboy. And he was in a show on HBO called Barry that was really funny recently. It was essentially about a guy who's a hitman and was hired to go into this town for his hit, and ends up kind of incidentally joining an acting group that is led by Henry Winkler's character, because his hit is a member of the acting group. So in order to try and get close to them to kill them, he joins the acting group, and the show is hilarious. Waterboy is a great film. Monday, Tuesday, Happy Days. Apparently the one who played... I can't remember all their nicknames. There's like Potts, and I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen that show. But apparently one of those guys, like one of the, I'll call them like secondary characters that were Richie Cunningham's friends, actually had like a short stint as like a professional singer. And he tried to sing. And my mom used to talk about it all the time. She's like, he has such a great voice. And I was like, oh, really? Because he seems really weird on this TV show. And I don't think he ever actually took off as a singer, but he had a few CDs apparently. And she was all about it because she was a nurse going into nursing school at the time. And apparently the guy who plays, I think it's Potsy or something like that, he made like a song on one of his CDs about like the blood and how like the intravenous system of the human body works. How it like pushes blood through your body into all of your extremities. And I was like, that's kind of cool. Like that's an interesting idea for a song. But my mom used to sing the song all the time because she was like, it teaches you how the heart works, and it teaches you all the different parts of your valves and everything in your heart. And I was like, that's cool. That's kind of a cool way of remembering that stuff. Kind of reminded me of like a Weird Al type, but like more serious. Please leave me alone, you monster. Just go. Just don't stay here. It's a world of death. That cat is so screwed. He doesn't even know it. I had to do it. I had to do it to him. You're just gonna stay there forever otherwise. Just starve to death. What kind of life is that? Even for a cat, that's not right. You know, the old shows from like the 80s and the early 90s, like they had good theme songs. Like what happened? Like it's almost like nobody cares about theme songs on shows anymore. The only decent theme song in a don't even know what just happened. Something landed on me. Guess a spider fell from behind that drape and I couldn't see it. That's kind of messed up. Kind of messed up game. Set traps for me that I can't even see to defend myself against. But like the only modern day show I would say has a decent theme song is Family Guy. Like for some reason it's a really catchy theme song. And I was always a huge fan of the Family Guy musical episodes too. I always thought they were genius. Just knock yourself out, why don't you? Ral, what would you say your favorite movie is? Like, I always get that question all the time from people when they find out that I'm like a big avid movie watcher. And it's like, in my opinion, one of the worst questions in the world, so now I'm gonna ask you. Because maybe it's a movie I've never seen. I'm running out of ideas to watch stuff. That's why I started watching Schitt's Creek, because I ran out of shows to watch. And in my adult life, I seem to have way less chances to watch a full movie, too. Like, my time is just very limited. So I don't find a whole lot of opportunities to just sit in one spot for 2.5 hours. And I say that, yet whenever I watch a TV show on Netflix, I usually binge like a whole season in one sitting. So, figure that out. Game of Thrones is a great musical theme song. Game of Thrones is a good musical theme song, yeah. But I'm talking like theme songs with lyrics that actually like have something to do with the show. Like, there are some shows that have, like, good musical, lyric theme songs, but the songs don't actually, like, connect to the show's theme at all. It's just they picked a random song they liked, and they were like, here, just slap that right on the beginning credits. Big Bang Theory, yeah! That's, like, one of the better ones, yeah. I didn't even think of that one. So I've heard the theme song to Big Bang Theory. I have never actually watched the show for more than, like, a scene at a time. Like, I've never actually watched a whole episode of that show from start to finish. It's almost too much. Like, I like the humor, and the humor's really, like, my style, like the nerdy, like, geeky, smart humor, but then it's just rapid fire and, like, just constant, and I'm like, slow it down. Like, you can, like, throw one of those really nerdy jokes in there, like, maybe once every 5 minutes. Don't just keep going with it. It's ridiculous. Like, I can't keep up. I'm actually surprised it's so widely, like, well, that's fine. I fell a long way. That makes sense. I'm actually really surprised that in America it's such a widely loved show, because, like, not saying I'm not trying to be mean, but, like, I would guess that, like, 90% of viewers in America probably don't even get most of the jokes, and it just goes over their heads. So I'm like, how is this such a widely raved about show? Like, are you guys just liking that they're all nerds and that you don't understand what they're saying? Is that what's funny to you? That, like, you don't get anything that they're saying? Because I could see that being funny, I guess. I enjoy Big Bang Theory. It's a funny show, like, don't get me wrong. I love what little I've seen of it. Man, I'm just throwing these away. Listen, just because you are a troglodyte. Hey, Groot, what's up, man? Thanks for joining the stream. Like, what other show is that? There is another, like, really... Oh, Rick and Morty. Like, I felt the same way about Rick and Morty when I first watched it, because, like, the person who told me to check out Rick and Morty, like, no offense to them, but they are not exactly the type of person that I would, like, connect to, like, intelligent humor. They're, like, the type of person that I would say is, like, watching, like, Beavis and Butthead, or, like, Harold and Kumar, like, which are good, like, they're funny in their own way, but, like, I just assumed, like, I would attribute that person to really stupid humor, because, like, that's just the kind of person that they are, like, that's the humor they make when we talk, and, like, that's who they are, like, they're just kind of like they're one of the, Seth Rogans of the world, I guess you could say, like, that's who they are. And, like, when they told me to check out Rick and Morty because it was so funny, I was like, oh, cool, yeah, like, maybe I'll check that out sometime when I feel like watching some stupid comedy that, like, requires no thought process whatsoever. And, like, I watched one episode, and I was like, did he even get, like, half these references? Like, I don't know if he even understood the jokes they were making here, or if he just likes animated shows with a lot of babble. That's kind of how I feel about that show in general, is like it's such a widely raved about and like well-received show, and then I watch episodes, I'm like, do people just like it because they know a lot of other people like it? Or am I just really under... I didn't do that, Jack. I just like underselling America's combined intelligence ratio. What is happening? Like, the whole world's falling apart. Just get out alive. Hello? Oh, you almost killed me. I love Rick and Morty. I do love Rick and Morty. Rick and Morty is a great show, actually. I have Trover... What is it? Trover Saves the Universe is a video game that was made by the guy who made Rick and Morty, and he uses all of the same voices he uses in the Rick and Morty show in that video game, and it cracks me up. And they also have a Rick and Morty VR game that I played too, which is pretty funny. I really feel like a sad majority of people really don't get it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to call people out on it. Like, after he recommended the show to me, I was kind of tempted to go back to him and be like, but why do you think it's a good show, though? Because I know why I think it's a good show, but maybe you like it for a different reason. But I never said that, because I was like, if he is actually smart enough to get the jokes in the show, he's probably going to be smart enough to get what I'm insinuating about it. That's fair. Rick and Morty's great. My favorite will always be Futurama. See, I talked about Futurama earlier too, and I loved that show until it got canceled and then came back. When it came back, in my opinion, it was just never as good. It's like they were trying too hard to try to become the #1 animated comedy again, and like it just fell flat a lot, and I hated it. I was like, this is not a good show anymore. I'm gonna stop watching now. I just rewatched Futurama, the dog episode. Isn't the dog episode like the very first episode? But we could be sadly underestimating the US population. I mean, look who our president is right now. I mean, somebody had to vote for him. I'm just kidding. If anybody here voted for Trump, that's cool. Meth is a hell of a drug. No, it's season 5. What dog episode? Is it the one, does he like go, does he find his dog in a later episode? Because I haven't seen that show in a long time. But I remember in the very first episode when he goes through the phone booth and like it warps him through time, like his dog is left behind, and I was always like, kind of messed up. He finds the fossil. Oh god. I don't know why I don't remember that. A lot of those shows I watch and binge watch them in the background while I'm doing other things. So a lot of those shows I'll hear the jokes in the background and think they're really funny, but the visual stuff, like I can hear people talk about episodes that I've seen a dozen times and be like, I don't remember seeing any of that. But then I realize, oh, I probably wasn't actually watching the show at all. Probably just had it running in the background. It's heartbreaking I can't watch that episode because I cry the entire way through it. I mean, he is like 1,000 years in the future, so I mean, his dog's gonna be dead. Nothing you can really do about that. Turkey, I would love for you to come with me. Well, then this is happening, Turkey. You want to be a jerk about it? That's fair. That's karma for you. Oh my god, so it was like the Japan dog that waited for its owner outside of Shibuya Station. Very much the same reference, yeah. For like 70 years every day. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, actually, yeah. Kimmy, have you never seen Futurama, Kimmy? I always liked the later seasons of Futurama where stuff like started getting more serious and like they went to go find Leela's family down in the sewers and stuff. I always thought that those episodes were pretty interesting. I was like, why is this show getting really serious all of a sudden? That's a weird turn for this show. I always thought of Bubby like Zoidberg. You mean my voice? I don't blame you. I actually have complained to my family about my voice since a young age. And I opened up to my family once because they asked me why I hated my voice so much. And I was like, well, don't you guys see it? And they were like, don't we see what? Or I was like, don't you guys hear it? And they were like, don't we hear what? And then like I revealed to them my own personal qualms about my voice, and like they started cracking up. So I knew that I was actually right on, like I was spot on, and it actually was what I thought it was. So it didn't really help me. So like I was hoping for like some sort of like, no, you're wrong. No, don't worry about it. No, I don't hear it at all. But like what I told them is I was always really self-conscious about my voice because I felt like it was Kermit the Frog if he was like 2 octaves lower in pitch. So if I just keep talking like I normally talk, but then I raise the pitch of my voice and I start talking like this and a little bit of a higher pitched voice like this, it kind of sounds like Kermit the Frog. Kind of sounds like Kermit the Frog. Yeah, but if you didn't say that, I would have never heard that. It's pretty much what they said too. They were like, I never would have actually noticed that until you brought it up. I was like, well, now you know. Now you'll never be able to not think of it anytime you hear me talk. Oh my god, it's fucking Kermit. What's he sing? He says, it's not easy being green. Damn it, Bubby, now I can't unhear it. That's how I live. That's my life. So now you know the pain that I experience 24/7. Every time I open my mouth and say anything, I'm like, fucking Kermit. Oh, Bubby. I mean Kermit. I mean Bubby. But, you know, if the guy who does Kermit's voice ever dies... Kermit the Frog here. I can kind of do a mean Mickey, too, but only like the old classic Mickey. The new Mickey has like a really weird voice. I don't like it at all. The old Mickey, it's literally just make your voice as high-pitched as possible in your Mickey. But Miss Piggy, you can do better. Miss Piggy was my least favorite Muppet. Yeah, she was really annoying, actually. I was like, oh, Kermit. And he was like, Miss Piggy, it's not like that. Do all the voices. So like I had a classic Mickey Mouse toy when I was a little kid. It was a, I think it was a phone. Like you ring the dial on the phone and it will have like a different Mickey Mouse character answer. And like the main one that would happen more than any other ones was Mickey would answer. And he would always say, haha, it's Mickey Mouse here. Hiya, how are you doing? And I always thought it was like the coolest toy in the world. I think she used to beat him. She probably did. They just obviously didn't show that on the screen, on the camera. Like the old Mickey, the classic Mickey from like the 70s and the 80s, that's all it is. It's just a really high-pitched voice. You just talk in a high pitch and it sounds like Mickey Mouse. Uh-huh. Pluto! Bad Pluto! Bad! He like starts beating Pluto because Pluto's bad dog. Like no joke, like you might think I'm joking when I say that. Like if you go back and watch some of the classic Mickey cartoons, he was a rough owner. Like he was kind of a jerk. Whoops. There were more episodes than I would like to remember where Mickey like just straight up told Pluto he had to go sleep outside in the rain because he like chewed his shoe or something. And I'm like, dude, that's messed up, man. Can't do that. One voice I've always wanted to be able to do that I could never do, and like I was always super jealous and kind of honestly like mad a little bit. For some reason I thought that already went off. When I met people who could do it, was like Donald Duck's voice, because like I used to try doing Donald Duck's voice forever. Like literally just sit there and like practice and practice and practice. I could never figure out how to make that weird sound that he makes when he's talking. And like in my life, I've probably met like 3 people who can do it perfectly, and I'm like, what makes you so special? Excuse me, stop getting hit, please. If I just played perfectly all the time, there would be no drama. I need to make it suspenseful. It's always bothered me that Goofy got all the perks when Pluto was smarter. It always bothered me, like, and this is a joke that's been said a lot by people, but like legitimately it's always kind of concerned me that like Goofy and all of his dog family can talk. And like in the Goofy movie, it's just filled with dog people that can talk. And like Pluto just didn't get the talking genes, I guess. I don't know if he's like supposed to be like a special dog person in the Disney world. Like he was like riding the short bus or something. I don't really get what that is. Replying to Prydeck, yas. Kimi Hachiko, is that your real name? Chico. Oh, they stole a bomb and almost killed me? You jerks. Did you see the movie? Is there a movie, Will I Cry? It's the name of the sad doggy. What movie? Yeah, Rel, what movie? I think there were a couple in Yes, Yes You Will. A Dog's Tale. Don't watch that movie. That movie's horrible. Why would you watch that movie? Why would you recommend anybody watch that movie? It's so sad. I watched it with my kids and I was like, why? Why? No, it's not A Dog's Tale, it's A Dog's Purpose. Is that the one you're talking about? Or is there a movie called Hachi, A Dog's Tale? I'm gonna go see the statue when I go to Japan. It's on our itinerary. So what do I do, Bubby, is I watch it right up until the sad part, and then I stop. I think we're talking about 2 different movies. Apparently there are a lot of movies made about sad dogs dying. Hachi, A Dog's Tale. I've never seen it. Who's Hachi? Is he a dog I should know? He must be if he has a movie about him. I thought you were talking about A Dog's Purpose. don't watch that. If you guys have never watched A Dog's Purpose, don't do it. Don't, just wipe it from your mind that I even said it exists. Just don't Google it. Don't pretend like it's not even a thing. You know, like A Dog's Purpose. Well, I'm just making stuff up. That doesn't exist. What are you talking about? He's the one that waited outside the train station for 7 years. Why would there be a movie about that after the fact? Like it's a reenactment of a super sad story? Why? Why would someone make a movie about that? Well, that was pointless. That led nowhere. Give me that box. Because people like to cry and they built a statue of it. That's, to this day, I still say that's the only reason This Is Us was a successful show. Because I watched it, and I'll admit, like, even after the very first episode of the This Is Us show, like, I was like, they got me. Like, I came into this saying that I refused to cry over a stupid show. And, like, after the very first episode, I was like, yep, they got me. They got me. And then, like, I knew that's all the show was from that point on. I was like, that's all the show is. They're just trying to make people cry. Like, they're literally writing the saddest story for every single episode they can possibly think of. And then be like, well, put it on the film. Let's make these people cry. Let's give them what they came here for. Really? You're gonna stop one block away from the room I wanted to get into? Big jerk face. Oh god, no, I'm poisoned. No, now I'm dead. Go out with a bang. Statue that is standing today is actually a replica. They melted down the original to make ammo during World War II. That's messed up. Reminds me of Red 13's dad in Final Fantasy VII when he starts crying. Kimmy, are you going to see the stairs from your name? I read about it in my Japan travel guide. I'm hoping to see all the things. Kimmy Springs? There's a Kimmy Springs in real life? Is there a tourist location in Japan called Kimmy Springs? So I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised nobody here has seen A Dog's Purpose, because like for a while there it was all the rave. People were just talking about it non-stop. That's the only reason I watched it. I was like, this has got to be a good movie. And I watched it and I was like, you jerks. Why'd you do that to me? I keep getting hurt by things that I don't see. Like, there's just invisible death everywhere in this game. There's an anime called Your Name. Makes more sense. But the stuff in the anime is real? I can't stop dying. Help. Send help. I can't stop dying. Help. Help. I can't stop. Is that the one you made me watch? Your Name is amazing. Well, thank you. I kind of like it. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. So is this silent voice? I love a silent. I've never heard of a silent voice. I have heard of Your Name. When they walk past each other at the end. And there are two ships passing in the night. Both of them want to say stay, but neither one of them does. And they just both stand there staring longingly at each other as they walk by. Their arms reached out. Neither one of them speaks. They both walk separate ways, never to see each other again. I've seen that. That's that Vince Vaughn movie, The Breakup. Good movie. Good movie. Good movie. It's on Netflix, I think. The Silent Voice is on Netflix. Nice. Hubby needs to star in a film. I actually went to college to be a director of film. And at the time, I talked to a lot of script writers and a lot of actual directors of like independent films and stuff like that, because my teacher worked in films at one point and they knew all of these people. And like, they were like, wow, you have a really good like eye for cinematography, because we would have like, what's the word I'm looking for? Projects in class where they'd be like, well, what if you remade this scene in this movie? How would you make it? And they were always like, that's beautiful. And I was like, I know. That's why I made it. And like, I just never did anything with it. Because then I was like, and now I'm gonna move to the Midwest. That's where movies are made, right? Turns out, no, actually that is not where movies are made. Turns out you want to be on the West Coast for that. Yeah. My mistake. Actually, yeah, you could direct Midwesterns. Midwesterns. You got me. You got me on that one. I wasn't expecting it. Midwesterns. That was such an uplifting story. One of the scenes I made, actually, that I was really proud of is, I'm off to the nearest bridge, is, I was doing, like, what they call, and to you plebeians, you know, you might not know what this is, so let me mansplain it to you. It's called a match cut. It's when a director has something on the screen and then cuts to something that looks very similar to that thing, and it fills like the same space on the screen and it looks very similar. Love a good mansplain? Well, you're in the right place, darling. Okay, you're in the right place. I'm sorry. I never say that word. That was done purposefully for effect, and I'll never say it again. But like the match cut, so like, yeah, that's what that is. And like, I made a scene for my film class where it's like an Eskimo, and the Eskimo is wearing his hooded jacket, and the hood has like all of the Eskimo fluffy padding all over his face. So it's like all just white fluff all over, and all you can see are like his eyes, because his face is all covered in a scarf because of the cold. And like, it has a zoomed in look on his face as he's like, well, it starts with the far off shot where he's like walking up to a baby seal with a club, okay? So follow with me, this is a really good story. So he's walking up to a baby seal with a club, and it shows him walking up and like kind of stalking the seal, and like walking up very carefully, making sure the seal doesn't notice him before he gets close enough to, you know, do what he's gonna do. Because he's gotta live, he's gotta eat, you know? You can't just live out there in the Alaskan wilderness with nothing to eat, or Antarctic wilderness for that matter, with nothing to eat. So he's walking up to this baby seal with a club, and like, he gets up to the baby seal, and the baby seal looks back at him, and you see a zoomed in look of his face with all of his white fluffy hood on, and then you see a zoomed in view of the seal's face with all of its fluff on its face, and all you see are the seal's eyes. And then like, the Eskimo's face again, and like, he's starting to cry and his eyes get all watery, and it shows like the baby seal's face again and its eyes get all watery, and then whap! And then like, that's where it cuts. It was heart-wrenching. It was heart-wrenching stuff. Because he doesn't want to kill the seal, but he has to, you know? He doesn't have any other option. He can't just make food appear out of nowhere. And then the baby seal obviously doesn't want to get killed. But they have like a mutual understanding where, like, you know, this is the food chain. This is how it goes sometimes. So do younger guys voice plain? In my experience, because I have been a younger guy in my time. We're just dumb when we're young boys, so no, we don't really explain much. We just sit around and play Xbox all day. And then we think girls are gonna think we're cool because we're really good at video games. Which turns out that never works out. And that's not really how it ever works, honestly. For all of you guys out there watching right now, it's not really a life skill women care much about. Younger guys sound like stupids. So if, like, you want to know how a younger guy acts, like, look at the President of the United States. And just imagine he acts the exact same way he did when he was a young boy. There you go. That's how young boys act. Same facial features and everything. Like when other people are talking to them, they'll sit there and be like, a lot of eye rolling, a lot of nodding. I'm just kidding. Money. Snake, fat, money. The end. That's my story. A lot of grabbing, a lot of just grab them right by the old stuff there, and yep, how you doing? I like generally can't even say like half of the things that we've heard come out of that man's face without like being really embarrassed or without feeling like I'm just like the lowest member of human society. I had to convince my brother-in-law that we were voting for Trump so we didn't have to sit through a lecture. Oh, he's one of them, huh? I've always been a fan of, you know, like, voting is a very personal thing, and, like, I just never tell anybody who I'm voting for, even if they ask. I'm like, does it matter? We'll see who wins. Then it won't matter at all who I voted for. I won little vote. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You know, like, Prydic told me specifically to stop getting hit. I would like to try that strategy one of these days. It sounds like a really sound strategy. Sounds like it could really take you places. Lord, that sounds awful. We're not, for the record. But he is, and you won't have it any other way. Yeah, it's usually how they are. Yeah, I have a coworker who's like super like Trump fan to the nth degree. And all he could talk about after he supposedly got COVID and then was like miraculously cured 2 days later is he came into work being like, see, he was right all along. It ain't shit. He effed that COVID. He effed it. He showed COVID. He made COVID his bitch. And I was like, You're awfully happy about an old man who recovered from an illness that has literally no direct correlation to you or your life whatsoever. I don't know why you're so excited about this. My neighbors are Trump supporters. They also have a sweatshirt that's the Confederate battle flag, so there's that. But he's almost 50 and he's a police officer. That was me, wow. That was you telling me to stop getting hit? Oh, I'm sorry, Rail. My bad. The colors of your names are way too similar. No, I can't even say that because they're really not. They're like polar opposites. Oh my god, people, the South lost. They didn't lose, okay? They agreed to disagree and packed up. So racist, nice try. But if you ever accuse them of being racist for wearing the Confederate flag or having one, they always like try to spin it like that's not what it stands for. They're like, no, I just, you know, it stands for, you know, the original colonies and, you know, the South. And yeah, they had really good ideas back then. I wanted to go back to the olden days, you know. I'm harkening back to an earlier time. That's all. It's okay, me and Pryor are totally the same person. I've actually thought that because I've never actually seen you two in person in the same room at the same time. I always thought that was kind of weird. Very sus. We're actually all Nate. He packs his chat. I get it. It's smart. It's a good maneuver. Packs his chat with multiple accounts. I see. Nor have we. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I've never seen myself in the room at the same time as Batman. Who's to say I'm not Batman? You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm not Batman. I don't know what I do when I fall asleep. This is all going horribly wrong. I'm trapped. I'm surrounded by death. Like wearing a t-shirt that said your team is going to win the championship and then they lose and you keep wearing the t-shirt. That is true. Oh shit. Oh shit. Shouldn't have gave up 2 easy hits there. Ah! Hey! Got him. Didn't get him. Got him. Did him. Step. Boop. Bip. Bap. Oop. Spikes. I'm calling it. You're not Batman. Kermit, maybe. Excuse me. I mean, why am I just automatically not Batman? Seems like you're trying to say something there. I mean, to be fair, Michael Keaton was the first Batman. I mean, Michael Keaton... I mean, I get told all the time, I remind people of Beetlejuice, like, constantly, so... I take that as I'm a good-looking guy, because Michael Keaton was a pretty good-looking guy. I regret it. I regret going this way. Run. The ghost is coming, and he wants his blood. Nailed it. Danny DeVito is the best penguin. I love when people with the flag try to argue that it wasn't made during or for the Civil War, that the Civil War wasn't because the South wanted to keep their slaves. No, it wasn't. It was just a coincidence in timing. Now they think they're hot shit. 90% of the 98% of the US is dumb as shit. Well, I'll take that as you think I'm part of the 2%, and I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. I am really bad at not getting hit. Like, I think I'm literally getting hit by everything that can possibly hit me. So now's a good time to try this. Hiya! Did I get him? I almost got him. No! This is the first time I tried. Not you, Bubby. You're wonderful. Oh, I'm Kermit. Oh, I'm not Batman. Oh, I'm Beetlejuice. I'm gonna kick out the chunky neighbors first. Are they the ones in my apartment? I'm moving. I'm buying the apartment next to Alistair's. I've lived in the South since I was 5, and I know for a fact that crap is racist. Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. A lot of racist stuff out there. just gotta yell "do" every time. Cats. Cats, why is it gotta be cats? I have to pretend like I like cats all day long, because like half of my customers that I go to their houses during my day job have cats. And then it's always the exact same question. Like, they don't ever ask, like... So here's the weird thing I've noticed being in people's houses all the time, is like a dog owner will ask a specific question when a new person comes into their house. And listen to the difference between these questions, okay? So a dog owner always asks the exact same question when a new person comes in the house, which is, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you, are you allergic to dogs? Versus a cat owner will always ask, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you, do you like cats? Right there. I'm just saying, like, they know. They know. Cat owners know. Dog owners know that everybody loves dogs, just some of us are allergic to them. Cat owners are like, I'm sorry, do you hate cats before you come into my house? Because I have a lot of them. And I know some people just don't like cats. They don't care if you're allergic or not, they just want to know if you hate them. Like, that should tell you something when you have to ask people who come into your house, do you hate cats? Maybe you shouldn't have a cat then, lady, if you're afraid of everybody hating them so much. Gosh. Sorry, rant over. I hate cats, by the way. He's not wrong. I hate cats. Cats are like, I don't know. I had bad experiences with cats growing up, and ever since then I'm like, nope, I can't stand them. Is it worth it? It's not worth it. It's not worth my life to try and get that one gem. I love cats, I just can't have any. Well, that's a sad situation to be in. I don't like cats. I literally see them as like just expensive. Like dogs, I see as like having some purpose. Because I saw the movie A Dog's Purpose, we've been over this. But then like cats, I literally see no purpose. Like they just kind of do their own thing. They live life the way they want to live it, with absolutely no input from you whatsoever. Then they beg you for food, and they shit all over your house. Like, the dog is courteous. The dog is like, I'll go outside, you know? I don't need to just shit in a box in your kitchen. I'll go outside. Just take me out every once in a while, you know? It's fine, no big deal. The cat's like, oh, I can just shit right here, right? Like right in the kitchen, right where you eat. Is that fine? Is that good? Okay. One of my dogs is so expensive. What is it, like a, don't tell me. It's a really expensive breed, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I don't even know what expensive breeds are. Like, is a Pomeranian expensive? I would love to kill this? There, hey. 20th time is the charm, right? My older dog is an almost 8-year-old Great Dane. Holy cow, with no bladder control and bad arthritis. That sounds like a horrible combination. I'm not gonna be insensitive, but how old is old? Like, don't dogs have like a life expectancy? Like, wouldn't a vet at some point be like, you know, because like this isn't like out of the ordinary conversation for like doctors to even have with human patients' families, where they're like, well maybe it is actually, now that I'm saying that. Like, doctors don't just ask human families like, maybe it's time to put her out of her misery. But I've heard vets say that, like, maybe it's time to give her an easier life or something along those lines. Like, has the vet ever said that? Because now that the words have come out of my mouth, I'm pretty convinced doctors don't ever say that about people. Because that would be kind of messed up. But I feel like I've heard vets say that before. Or maybe that's just on TV. Maybe it's time to put Grandma out of her misery, kids. Maybe, oh no! Oh, I almost messed up. Maybe she's not long for this world. Because we treat pets better than humans. Pretty much, when you, I mean, when you look at it that way, I guess. It's like, no! We need to make Grandma live as long as possible. Even if she has to suffer for the last 10 years. We need Grandma here. She's giving us emotional support. She's barely clinging on to life. That's kind of messed up. Yeah, she just needs to go. Ron, I say that about Grammy Relina all the time. That's messed up, man. Well past her prime. I mean, aren't we all, though? I mean, I'll never have a six-pack again. I've already seen my best days. Be safe. Sweet, he actually helped me for once instead of killing me. I've never had a six-pack ever. Beer. Don't accidentally hit him, because it's a death sentence. If you accidentally hit the dude that's helping you, he will make you his target number one. He will just murderize you as quick as you can possibly think it would ever happen. I learned that the hard way. That's exactly what I wanted to do there. You moron, why would you unleash it? No! Okay. Okay. Emergency averted. Are you dead? He is probably dead. Just going to assume he's dead. Have a good night, Kimmy. Thanks for stopping by. So, like, for some reason, I don't know why that is a trap. That's death. Good thing I noticed that right at the last second. For some reason, like I was thinking, like I said, like on a regular basis, like any given moment of the day, my mind is just wandering to random stuff. Has anybody here seen, I can't even think of the name of the movie. Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Have you guys seen that? That was like one of my favorite movies of all time for a long time. Oh, no, we're panicking, and it's gonna lead to death. Kill it. Okay. Do not panic. Never panic in this game. You will die quickly. Should've known. Should've known. As soon as I said something about dying quickly, I should've known that was gonna happen. Heard of it, not seen it. We're gonna play another game for a little bit. So let's go to the title. Because frankly, I think I've died enough for like 7 nights. I panicked. I did panic. Actually, you're dead on that one. Yeah. So like, Forgetting Sarah Marshall is like one of the funnier movies I've ever seen in my life. Like I think it's a hilarious, genius movie. Let me just bide time while I change all of my Twitch streaming info. There is a character in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and I can't remember the actor's name. I'm trying to remember it, but he used to date Katy Perry. And he plays like this eccentric music star, like musician, singer in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. And like I was just thinking, for some reason it popped in my head a second ago, like I have not seen him in a single movie since then. And I don't know whatever happened to that dude. He was really funny. Sorry, talk. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, sorry. So what are we gonna do? When we do? I mean, who hasn't dated her? I think Elmo even dated her at one point, which is really weird to say. But I'm pretty sure he did. Just saying, everybody saw the shirt she wore on that show, and she went to go visit him. You don't just wear that shirt for no reason, just to see a friend. It's been a while since I've played this, so no judgment if I really suck, because I'm probably gonna really suck. Okay, you guys, so...
Isaac
don't make a big deal about it.
Lived alone in a small house on a hill.
Yeah, I would like you to fill the screen, though, is the thing?
Drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television.
Christian broadcasts.
Life was simple, and they were both happy.
Russell Brand, that was Russell Brand,
that
yeah.
Was until
like, I haven't seen him in any movies since then.
Heard a voice from above.
For some reason, the only name that kept popping in my head was Sacha Baron Cohen.
He needs to be
and, like, the two kind of remind me of each other, but I know that's not him.
My best to save him, my lord, Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life.
No, Mom, don't take all my stuff.
Again, the voice called to her. Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off.
He's not really
from
an
all
actor.
that
He's a
is evil
comedian,
in
I
this
guess.
world and confess.
But he was in he was in a
sins.
few movies for a while, and then he just like stopped being in movies.
Lord. I have faith in thee, Isaac's mother replied.
I don't really like him as a
she
comedian,
locked
but I like him
Isaac
when he's in
his room,
movies.
away from the evils of the world.
Like
One
his stand-up
last
comedy
time,
sticks are like
Isaac's
always
mom
like
heard the voice of God calling to
weird and like
You've
really
done
off-putting
as I've
to me.
asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you. Yes, Lord, anything,
Yes,
Isaac's
Lord.
mother begged.
Anything, Lord.
To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son, Isaac, will be
See, we
his
have like a
sacrifice.
common theme in
Go
the games
into
we're
his
playing
room
tonight.
and
We have
end his
sacrifices
life
left and
as
right.
an offering to me to prove you love me above all else.
Oh, that's a creepy thing for
Yes,
him to
Lord,
ask.
she
Why would he
replied,
ask that?
grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear.
Such a
Scrambling
creepy
around
story
his
for a
room to
game.
find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement, hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
So weird. The backstory of this game is like really dark. Like I said, I have not played in a long time, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't know, apparently, even the buttons. Apparently don't even know the buttons. New run, yes. Apparently I played long enough to unlock some characters. I've actually played this game more on the phone than I have on the computer. We'll start with Azazel, because that's like an easier run. It's like a little warm-up. Kind of get some of the rust off. Oh no, I can't remember how to play at all. There we go. I think we're getting it. No! I shouldn't even be getting hit on the first level. Are you kidding me? I haven't played this game in so long. No! Man, I'm horrible. How did I ever get this bad? Oh, that's right, because I haven't played in like 3 years. Hey, cute. He's just puking on everybody. Puking all over the place. Pukey bat? Yeah, exactly. I mean, whose parents don't want to sacrifice them to God? Exactly, you know, that story was in the Bible all the time. Like, what story in the Bible didn't include someone sacrificing their child to God? You know what I'm saying? I remember as a kid, There was actually a story in the Bible where someone was told to sacrifice their son to God, and then like God just kind of changed his mind at the end. He was like, I was just kidding. I was just testing your faith, dude. You don't actually have to kill him. And I always thought that was a really weird story for the Bible. I was like, what? Why? Why would he do that? Doesn't make any sense. God, you're such a jokester. I have no bombs. That sucks, because there's a tinted rock right there. Cain and Abel? Was that Cain and Abel? I'm incredibly rusty, apparently. I am doing horrible. I'm dead. We're never gonna beat the first boss. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. How did I get so bad in my absence of this game? I used to be decent at least. I was never this horrible. Alright, let's try again. Let's try again. Very rusty indeed. The sad part is if I played this on the iPhone right now, I'd probably crush it. My god. Die from your own bomb, jerk. Now we get bombs. Test run. Yeah, technically you beat the first boss. Yeah, I did. He killed me and I killed him simultaneously, so I guess it counts. I kamikazed him. Oh, I apparently don't even have 3 pennies. My bad. It's been so long I don't even remember what the bomb button is, and I'm afraid to try because I'm afraid I'm going to hit something else. I used to be somewhat decent at this game, if you can believe it. I know this does not create a whole lot of faith in that fact, but I was somewhat decent. Oh yeah, give me the easiest boss in the game. I need that. I need that. Now, I would actually argue that Monstro is the easiest first boss in the game. Monstro is super simple. Stop, jerk. Stop milking all over the place. Not right. It's just not right. Oh, I thought I missed him. I was like, you son of a gun. Stay still. Nailed it. My baby. I'm a little baby. I love this game, though. I used to put so many hours in this game, it's not even funny. I've had it on the Xbox, the PS Vita, the DS at one point, the Switch. I've had it on so many different consoles over the years. It's kind of insane how many times I've rebought one game, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Oh, wrong button. Well, there's the bomb button.
Speed up.
I could become one of the Isaac streamers, you know? There's some streamers that just play Binding of Isaac all the time. I would not do that. I wouldn't be able to handle playing the same game all the time. Like, I don't know how some people do it. It would honestly bore me to death. There's not a single game I've ever played in my life where I could just play it for hundreds of hours and still get enjoyment out of it after that. At least not in a row. What was the item you got on this stage? A binky? Is that the one you're talking about? The binky? Son of a gun, dude. I'm horrible. Even with Azazel, like, there's no reason I should be doing so bad. This is like the easiest character in the game. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted at all. No, in the gold room, you do unsub. I don't even know. What was? Oh, nope. It wasn't equality either, because I got that after I beat the first boss. I don't think I went in the item room, actually, now that you say it. I think the item room was the very first room of the first floor, and I went the opposite way. I never went in the item room, because I'm an idiot. You always go for the free item. Not me. I do things my own way. The wrong way. Look, it's been a long time, okay? I completely forgot about the free item room. Oh yeah, get my HP up, boy. I don't think you did. I didn't, yeah. Because the gold room was one of the very first exits of this level, and I just completely walked right by it. You always go in the gold room. Of course you do. Free item, everybody knows that. Duh. What do you think I am? An idiot? Only an idiot would skip the free item room. Guys, I skipped the free item room. Easy room. I'm also trying to get used to playing this with the joystick again, because after playing it on the touchscreen for so long, like, the joystick is actually kind of difficult to play with. Maybe I should just stream it on the iPhone. Maybe that's the solution. Just become an iPhone streamer. Not worth it. I only have 1.5 health. Die! Stop shooting fireflies at me. Jerk. A not free item room? Ball of tar. I'll pass, thanks. I mean, maybe? Nope, that was not it. It was worth a shot. Haha, you didn't know I was Azazel, you dum-dum. Ah! How much of this did you play, Ral? You know, you've said you've played it before. I hate this room. Get away from me. Get away. Stay far away from me. Stay away. Nailed him. Watch me get hit by the last one. I would laugh so hard. Do we think there's a possibility the secret room could be here? No. I'm so rusty. Like, I used to be able to find the secret room every time. Make a fatty. He's so fat. Oh, what am I doing? This joystick is gonna kill me. Give me a touch screen. It's the only way I'll win. Stop puking poop at me, please. You guys want to see my special move? Look like I'm a floating head now, because I couldn't fly before. Just kidding. Did absolutely nothing for me. We're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna beat level 2. Mom's underwear? Range up, don't mind if I do. I mean, Guppy, of course. Of course, Guppy. Why not? Guppy's head is, like, amazing. And that Heavenly Isaac thing that shoots a ton of shots at you. Oh, that guy is hard. I don't know if I've ever... I might have beat him on the iPad, or the iOS version. Because the iOS version is the farthest I've ever gotten in this game by far. Like, I've beaten it so many times on the iOS version, it's not even funny. Oh! Jerk. A big jerk leaving traps for me like that. I'm determined to find a secret room, even if I only find one. Kill. Attack. I'm a dum-dum. I'm a big dum-dum. Attack my enemies for me, please. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah. There's actually one more expansion for DLC coming out for this, and I don't know when it's supposed to come out. I think it was supposed to be this. I think originally it was supposed to be last year sometime, and then they delayed it. But now I don't know if there's even any news about it. And it's supposed to be like it's supposed to be actually a mod, a user-made mod that ended up becoming like super popular in the Binding of Isaac fan community. So like Ed McMillan like contacted him and asked him if he wanted it to be like an official DLC for the game. So they're like working with Ed McMillan to make it an official DLC for the game, which is pretty cool. Why can't you get health? Because you only have... Yeah, this character only has spirit hearts. So you can't have red hearts unless you get them by picking up an item. Like, if you get, what is it, stem cell? Like, it increases your health by adding red hearts onto your health bar. But other than that, like, other than actually changing your character by picking up an item, you can't get red hearts with this character. Kind of like the downside to using this character, because otherwise he'd be way too OP. Like, his attack is the strongest attack in the game, and he flies, which is like also one of the stronger moves in the game. So like, without limiting your ability somehow, like, this character would be completely unstoppable, which he practically is already. If in the right hands, which apparently are not mine. Friendly ball. Gotta fetch them all. What does that do? I don't think I've ever picked that up. Can we, like, befriend an enemy? What do I do with it? What do I do? It's a Pokeball! Except I missed. That's unfortunate. It has to be DLC or something, because I don't remember ever getting that in the hours and hours and hours that I played this game. Oh, hello. One little fly was keeping me from leaving the room. It wasn't even a red fly, it was just a neutral fly. That's silly. Alright, that's it. That's the whole floor. Do we dare try to find the secret room? I found it. Great. Hey, that's fantastic. No, I'm gonna die in this room. This room is gonna be the death of me. I mean, we gotta try. Nope. Didn't think it was gonna work, but it was worth a shot. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me. The rules of the secret rooms. It's all coming back to me now. Oh, this is an easy one. He says as he almost passes it up and dies. Gertie. Gertie. Floaty's Pizza Hog. Devil deal. Yeah, and that's the other thing about this character is you're almost always guaranteed a devil deal because you can't take red heart damage. So, like, it's kind of hard not to get a devil deal. I don't want either one of those, though, because it will kill me. Necropolis. Giant poops. Gotta love them. Gotta love the giant poops. That's it. Wasn't a third poopy? No! I hate these. No! No! You. There's like certain enemies in this game that I just can't wrap my head around how to kill without taking damage. That is one of them. Especially in tight quarters like that. That's bullcrap. Edmund. What kind of room is that? I'll take a free exploded skull. See what's under that skull. I want to see what this does. Like this Pokeball. Get him! I missed. I'm not sure how I've never picked it up before. It had to have been like a recent DLC edition or something, because I've never seen it. Oh, I did get something. I got the fly. Okay. Get him, fly, get him. You need to go on a diet, fly. You were looking pretty thick. Aw, sweet boy. Aw, sweet boy. I mean, we gotta try it. Nope. Apparently that was not it. I've never seen it in my runs. Getting that white half heart that if you take the next level gives you a red heart. Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Secret room? Or secret room? God dang it. I felt so good about it. Float, you suck. Get the hell out of here. Nobody likes you. What if I... Oh my god. How am I losing? Stop. Just stop. Stop. Stay away from the eyeballs. Don't get in front of him. No, 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 no. You can beat this. You can beat this guy. Ah, run! Reset. Reset. We'll reset. Oh, we're gonna lose. The bloat of all things. I definitely need the practice. I'm doing horrible. Oh man. I need the practice. So close. I actually was, yeah, I only had like one hit left on him. I'm doing horrible though. Like I literally think I would do so much better if I played on the iPhone right now, because that's as much, like that's the most I've played Isaac in the last 4 years. Is like when I'm just bored on my iPhone waiting someplace. I'll pull it up and do like a quick run while I'm waiting. And like I come back and play, I don't know why I came in here. I meant to finish looking through the room, or the floor. Like I have not actually played a console or PC version of Isaac in years. And the joysticks are kinda messing with me, I'm not gonna lie. Like I can't even pick up an item because I keep missing. Nice. And I get a bomb bag, sweet. How do I not have a single key? What is going on here? Die. And die. See, there's that free item room I would have skipped again. Take it, why not? The Seraphim. He has come to save us all. Don't you do it. I knew it. As soon as I start getting close to him, he's gonna bounce back towards me. Did I see a tinted rock here? No. I don't think so. Now we can open this and almost get blasted and get a bunch of bombs. Sweet. I don't ever buy anything in the shops in this game, but you're doing better at the first run. Yeah, I'm getting, like, it's coming back slowly, but it is coming back. I keep thinking those are tinted bombs, but I think the top half of the screen for some reason is just darker than the bottom half of the screen. I don't ever buy anything in shops in this game, so I always give the little greedy boy my money and hope that it gives me something cool in exchange.
two of clubs.
Alright, well now we're bombed up. I am getting a little better. It's coming back to me. Basement 2, he said. Why am I so big? Why am I so big? I'm melting! I don't like looking at myself. Oh, sweet. It's actually extremely lucky that we've gotten nothing but good pills this whole time. And 9 times out of 10, it's been luck up pills. So extra lucky. Die. Die. Get away from me. Seraphim. Killed a little midget. Thank you. Jerks. You're not supposed to hit me. You're making me look bad. Booga booga booga. We all get it. It's a Courage the Cowardly Dog reference. Stupid dog, you make me look bad. Booga booga booga. Nailed it. Let's go explore. I bet there's a secret room right here. Oh, nailed it. Tempting.
Retro vision.
Well, we'll wait for that to wear off.
Infested. Health.
Nothing bad yet, which means this is probably gonna be something bad.
Power pill.
Not bad. That was a waste. Like, I could have saved that for the boss and killed him in like one hit. But you never know until you know, you know? Now we know what the power pill looks like, so if we get another one, we'll know what it is. Oh. And if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President. Oh, it says the name of the pill, that's new? Really? You must not have played for a while, because I'm pretty sure that was in the Afterbirth Plus. Guess we got nothing left to do but fight Mr. Dingle. It's a giant poop. How is Retrovision still happening? I figured that would have worn off by now. Oh, there it goes. No, giant poop, no! Please! I think this is like one of the funniest bosses in any game I've ever played. It's literally just a huge turd. Ooh, a blood clot. I always regret getting this because I always die a lot quicker after I pick this up. But we gotta try it. Because what happens is, like, it gets into your subconscious and you're like, oh, now I have 9 lives, and you start playing a little looser. But then after you lose the hearts you have now, every life after that only has 1 heart. So you end up dying, like, super quick, or at least if you're me. That's what happens every single time. I just start throwing away damage all the time. And, like, I start dying super quick. Because only having 1 heart of damage in the later levels, you'll die, like, constantly. And have to restart the room. Then you just get hit once and you die again, and it's like, well, that was a really dumb item to pick up. Ooh, thank you. Not bad. Not bad. Ah, the flies turned evil. There's a lot of scatological humor in this game. I like it. I like it. I can appreciate that. I am a man of good taste myself. I have a very highbrow taste, so I enjoy the poop jokes. The music is a little creepy, though, I gotta admit. Music is a little off-putting. At least it's not the bomb ones, I don't care. The ones that have the bomb tumors in their heads always get me. How? That damage hitbox seemed awfully generous for the enemy in that situation. That fly was never even near me and I got hit. I did wonder why it's so heavily poop-oriented. Because the man who made this game obviously is very highbrow. Very highbrow. What am I getting hit by? Do I have a curse on me or something? That's the second time I've gotten hit and don't see anything anywhere near me. What is happening? I mean, might as well. Love this game. How much of this have you played? Hey, we do game stuff. Thanks for joining the stream. I used to play this a lot, actually. I've played more on, strangely enough, the iOS version than any other version. Like in the iOS version, I think I have a whole complete save file, or at least very close to it. I can't remember, because up until tonight, it's been like years since I played this. Like literally, I don't think I've touched this in probably 2 years. So I was playing Spelunky 2 earlier tonight, and it made me want to play this. So I figured I'd pop in and play it for a little bit. Hey, Stud Hero, how's it going? Thanks for joining the stream, everybody. Appreciate it. I am very rusty, by the way, because it's been years since I've played. So please forgive the not pro-level gameplay. I'm very, very bad. Are you going to pick up Repentance when it comes out? I am planning on it, yeah. I just wasn't sure when it was coming, so I actually thought it was supposed to come out last year at some point, but it never did. I do enjoy the game, it's just, it kind of fell off my radar for a few years, and then I decided to come back into it tonight, just kind of on the spur of the moment. Could have timed that worse if I wanted to. Oh no! Do you play a lot of Isaac yourself? Hi, hello beautiful people. Hello beautiful stud. Oh no, the eyeball, it's gonna get me. I'm gonna die in the most lame way possible and run into one of Peep's eyeballs. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't run into an eyeball. Save face. Dog food. Yum yum. Can't wait to play Repentance. Isn't it like a fan-made mod that they made into an actual DLC? We're one piece away from being the ultimate Gup Gup. Yeah, that's what I thought, yeah. How are you guys doing? How is everybody doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Thanks for stopping into the stream. I always appreciate the support, especially seeing new faces. It's always exciting. Oh! You jerks. You big jerks. Didn't know I could fly. I'm kind of, like, very interested in getting back into this game. When I played it before, like, I played so much of it. I would play it all the time. It just kind of, like, I don't know, I guess I just kind of got tired of it after a while. Other games came out, I got busy, life happened. And then for some reason I got, like, really addicted to the iOS version because it was easy to just pull it out anytime when I was waiting in a waiting line or something and just, like, do a run real quick. And I stopped playing all of the console versions and the PC version and just stick strictly to the iOS version for a long time. Which is funny because most people think it has, like, horrible controls, but I liked it. I didn't mind it. I'm hoping to start doing playthroughs or challenges of this game on my YouTube channel. We do game stuff. Sweet. I'm doing alright. Thanks for asking, Stud Hero. Here's a follow, my good friend. My 4G sucks and it buffers for me. Oh, Stud, thanks for the follow, man. I don't know why it didn't alert me. But thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I always appreciate the support from anybody I can get it from. Like I said, I do plan on playing more of this in the future because just coming back to it tonight, like I'm loving it. Like, kind of feel bad that I'm so rusty and doing so bad, but I am. It's all coming back to me how much I used to enjoy playing this game. You're getting all the little buddies. 4G sucks and it buffers for me. Hope to see you on a stream of mine one day. Stud Hero, you stream too? What kind of games do you guys play on your streams? Because We Do Game Stuff says he streams. We Do Games, you stream or do you just do YouTube videos? Haha, kill them all. Yeah. Mainly YouTube, trying to get into streaming. So I did the exact opposite way. I did just streaming, and like that's all I've ever done. And I have a YouTube channel I keep like my VODs on. But I've tried to get into like making YouTube specific videos, and I just don't have the patience for editing. Or frankly, I really don't have the time for editing either, so I just stream instead. Ever heard of the Legend of Korra game? I have actually, yeah. I'm actually just now watching the series, as a matter of fact. Not the Legend of Korra yet, but I'm watching the Avatar. Because I've heard for years how great it is, and somehow I just have never gotten around to watching it, so I just started watching it a couple weeks ago. We just did a video on that. Nice. Is the game good? Like, I've heard of that game, and then I saw they made a Samurai Jack game that I was actually really interested in checking out sometime too. So I used to love Samurai Jack. Man, oh, it wasn't great. That is, I am thinking of the right thing, right? Like, that's the sequel to the Avatar series, The Legend of Korra. Or am I completely off base on that? I just making stuff up. Gertie, you're so easy. Retire, man. Get out of the game. Goldie bread, midnight snack. Yum yum. I hate it. Oh, I wasn't aiming the right way. Son of a gun. I hate the Mom's Hands rooms. They all suck. Yeah, you can't get the game anymore. It's still worth the watch as a unique story that takes place between the seasons. Why can't you get it anymore? Was it not a PC game? Legend of Korra. I do like the Avatar show now that I've started watching it. I've actually been meaning to go check out some of the old Avatar games. So I know my brother used to play one back in the day. And Naruto. He used to play a lot of Naruto games too, which I was always fascinated by. I'm like getting tons of little friends, man. Like they're just all following me everywhere. The distance on my shot is ridiculous. It goes all the way across the room now. Oh no! I got hit, and I only have half a health left, half a heart left. I'm sleeping. The wooden cross has appeared in the basement. And I got an achievement called Wooden Cross. What do you know about that? Apparently I've never done any of this in the PC version. Yeah, I unlocked you. That's funny. Apparently I have not played the PC version much at all. Money? Money? Kill? Money? Nickelodeon pulled the game from all the digital retailers. That's weird. You know what game did just come out, though? Nicktoons Kart Racing 2. I used to play the first one for hours back in the day. Kind of interested to try that out. Why did they do that? Because Nickelodeon doesn't like to make money. Maybe it was a horrible game. They just cut their losses. They're like, you know what? Nobody's ever gonna play this junk. I really do want to check out the Samurai Jack game though. Like, I used to love that show. I've actually heard the game's not bad either. A lot of people have given it some pretty good reviews. I'm trying to figure out where the secret room is, but there's literally so many options. Not there. Not there. That was a waste. What? How is that not it? I don't get it. It could literally be any of these rooms. I'm gonna waste all my bombs and probably never find it. So weird. The style of this game gets so strange sometimes. Alright, secret room. You're in the middle of Honey Pot playthrough. Have you ever done Doki Doki Literature Club? I get asked that all the time. So I always ask everybody else that I know who comes in here who's a streamer. Or a video maker. Hey all, how are we on this fine Thursday, Wednesday? Hey Barry Bobs, how's it going, man? Or woman. Don't want to assume. This must be the buddy run. Like, I'm literally just getting buddies from every item room I go in. Which I'm not complaining, like, that's awesome. But I'm doing well, thanks for asking. How are you? That was not a tinted rock, I thought it was. My bad. I've actually been intending on doing a Doki Doki Literature Club playthrough at some point, but I don't know if it's like the right vibe for my audience, you know? It's kind of a dark and twisted game. Thank you.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong. I'm inking. Stay away from me. You jerk. I said stay away from me. We have an army. Like, we have amassed an army. We're unstoppable. Pretty good, just finished work. That's good, that's always nice. We were all dark and twisted. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too when I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe they won't mind. They'll probably like it. I'm getting hit a lot by things I probably shouldn't be getting hit by with my experience. I'm still gonna blame it on the fact that I haven't played this in like 2 years. Still a little rusty. Let's just waste this. Oh. Die. Oh, I wasted it. That's a lot of guys on the screen. I'm rusty. I'm rusty. I'm not used to having to move this much. Ah! Get off me. Shut up, Mom. Shut up, Mom. I'm fighting stuff. Leave me alone, Mom. That was close. Oh, you jerk. Oh, you jerk. I walked right into it again. Don't stand still. Don't stand still. Don't do it. I only have half a health left. No. Oh, God. We're so close. We're so close. We're so close. Just kill her. Kill her. Kill her. Kill her now. Did it. It's not bad. I mean, that's not bad for being away for 2 years. Took us 3 tries and we made it all the way past Mom. It's not bad at all. Now, can I pick that up before I go in the hole without missing it? Just blow it out of here. There we go. Oh, we're amazing. That's not bad, I don't think. I think I'm doing alright. Spawned in, you butthole. So is this like your last day of your work week, Barry Bubs, or no? Because strangely enough, it's the last day of my work week, so this is like why I'm streaming a little later than I have been lately. Because I feel like I can just sleep in all day. Like, I don't have anything to do tomorrow. I can sleep until like 11 if I wanted to. I'm a grown-ass man. I can do what I want. That was a really dumb thing to get hit by the way. Pink poop. I mean, we gotta go for it. Find one eventually. Or I won't. Like, apparently the game doesn't want me to find any secret rooms. Okay. Oh no! Yep, I knew that was coming. Secret room? Stop shooting my bomb, dude! Nope. She really is an awful parent. She really is. She's trying to sacrifice me to the gods. I don't really know what to think. What's up with that? I don't know. I don't know what's up with that. Yep. 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 Just kill them all. Just kill them all. Just kill them all. Just kill them all. Just kill them. Thank you. I have a really hard time finding tinted rocks in this level, by the way, so if you see one, yeah, I won't, so... Yep, I should have been paying attention. I wasn't. I have one more day tomorrow, then weekend. Can't wait, even though I just got back from a week's break. I hear you. Like, I went on a 2-week vacation a little while ago from work, and the first thing I thought the day I came back from vacation was like, when can I take another vacation? I do not want to be back here. Like, I wanted to stay as far away as I possibly could for as long as I possibly could. It's never enough. Like, no vacation is ever long enough. And I never go anywhere for vacation. I literally just stay home. Like, do a little staycation. Just relax, play video games. I'm off next week. Sweet, man. You can actually get some sleep for once. Oh, this is a horrible room. I mean, I should have tried for the secret room, but at this point I'm just determined that, like, I'm not gonna find one, ever. So, why waste the bombs? For as many buddies as I have following me, they're not doing a very good job killing things. There's one here. Found it. What? Excuse me? I hate this. Man, yeah, that's my feeling towards work always. Yeah, that is mine too. I actually had an interview for... see, this is what I was saying about picking up that guppy. We might be screwed. Doing anything with your week off? Yeah, Ral, you have any fun plans besides sleep? Alright, let's go the other way. Let's go explore some other rooms, because we're just going to keep dying in that room. That room's hell. Oh, this is an easy room. Excuse me. Stop hiding. Thank you. Well, that's it. The only room we have left is the one that kept killing us all the time. Well, let's go back, I guess. Run, just keep moving. I'm not good in rooms like this. No. Okay. I think we got an opening here. There we go. Okay. I'm not good with the rooms that are just filled with stuff. Get them all! I know my weaknesses in this game, and that's definitely one of them. A room filled to the brim with things that move a lot. Bozo has appeared in the basement. Yay! Hello, empty room. How are you? Well, this is not boding well because we have 1 health and it's the boss. Oh, he's not too bad. Blah. I save right before he kills me. Instantly. I think we're done. Like, I think this is game over for us. I don't think we're gonna make it. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Oh, I timed that horribly. Could have been worse, really. Couldn't have been worse. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. He's almost dead. Kill the spiders! We did it. We nailed him. Bloop. I will be sleeping, eating, and gaming, and that's all. That is a perfect week off. I agree, yeah. Could it be? Could we actually beat the game? Or at least the point of the game that we've unlocked on the PC version, apparently? I got messy. I got messy real quick. Nope, don't like him. Don't like you. Just blindly fire until everything's dead. Ooh. Jerk. Big jerk. He had the same plan. He was just blindly firing until I was dead. Hello. Would you like some keys? I have plenty of them. I was gonna say, give me something, please? And then he blew him up. Nice. That's perfect. Sleep. I sleep. Up. 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 Hey, it's Meat Boy. It's a Meat Boy picture. Anybody play Super Meat Boy? I used to love that game. Oh, no, 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 no. That's not happening. I refuse to die to an eyeball. You kidding me? Secret room. Secret room. Damn it. Is a tinted rock on this level? It is. Oh, I hate these freaking rooms, dude. I just stood there. I just stood there. Oh, it's horrible. I'm just doing the exact same thing over and over again. Stop. Go into this room. We're dead. Yep. Damn, man. We got so far. It will be the perfect week. We'll do one more run. I'm actually surprised I've been doing as well as I have after not playing for so long. You feel refreshed and protected. Ooh, ah. I remember when I first played Binding of Isaac, like it was the hardest game I've ever played in my life. And we're already getting like way further than we ever get in Spelunky 2 after not playing for like 2 years. That was a decent run. It was not bad. Yeah, I knew once I picked up that guppy, the cursed guppy, I knew that was game over. Because every run I ever play where I pick that up, I end up screwing myself and getting into a situation where I get a room that I just can't live through. And then you get to a point where you only have 1 health and it makes it impossible to keep going. Like, on paper, it sounds awesome to have, like, 9 lives. But then when you realize that each one of those lives only gives you 1 hit, in the later rooms, you're like, that sounds like a horrible idea. That's literally cursing ourselves to failure. We do game stuff. Thanks for the follow. I don't know why my alerts aren't working. That's kind of troublesome. But I appreciate the follow if you're still here. Thank you very much. I'll have to check that. I don't know why my alerts are not dinging. You look adorable with your bow. I know. Aren't I so cute? Are the alerts popping up on screen? It's almost tempting. If I get a 4th key, I'll come back. Maybe my alert box is like muted for some reason. No, it's not. Weird. I don't know. Sorry, I missed all the follows, guys. I didn't mean to. I saw an alert for Weedu when he followed. Okay, so they're popping on the screen. I'm just not hearing them for some reason. X-ray vision. I'm unstoppable now. I know where all of the secret rooms are. You will not hide anything from me. Go poop. I want to go poop. Stop pooping out fireflies, dude. I want to go poop. Poop. The worthless secret room. Gotta love that. Secret room that does absolutely nothing for the character I'm playing as. Azazel was always my favorite character to play as because I feel like it's really cheap. Like, you start off with super powered attack. You can fly, so you can dodge like 90% of the environmental effects that can hurt you. It's pretty much like the easy run. When I go back and actually play as a regular character like Isaac, I suck. Like, even worse than I am now. You're dumb. Well, he told me. I do love flying. Yeah, that's like the main reason he's my favorite character, but also his attack can get like just massively overpowered if you pick up the right items. Like, there's one item, I can't remember what it's called, but it makes your attack circle around the screen. When you get it as Azazel, like, it just literally fills the entire screen with your brim shot. It like almost makes you like unstoppable, essentially. I don't honestly remember what this item is, and I don't know if it's worth 3 hearts to pick it up. I don't think it is. We're gonna skip it. I mean, if it's 3 hearts, usually 3 heart items are pretty good. That's why they cost so much. But I don't feel like it's worth it. I think it was probably a stat upgrade of some sort. Been so long, I need to start getting used to the items in this game again. Remember what they're all called and what they all do. Oh, stupid spider. Of all the things to hit me. Oh, another buddy. I'm getting a lot of buddies these runs. I don't know what's going on. Take a second. Just take a second. Don't just see a treasure chest and jump on it immediately. Take a second, look at it. Make sure it's not gonna hurt you first. You dummy. I'm just like, ooh, treasure! Instantly just jump on it. No regard for myself at all. Stop it, you nasties. Stop pooping out spiders. I guess they're technically gagging out spiders, puking them out. Ooh. I feel faded. I'm so faded, man. Put it. Stop puking out stuff. Puking all over my screen. Stop it. No. David. No, David. Ooh, I don't like him. Like the bosses that everybody else seems to think are the easiest bosses in the game, I have some of the hardest times with. Ooh, I'm a pony. I'm a pony. I never pick up that white half heart until I've killed the boss and I'm about to go down because one hit loses it, right? Yeah, if you get the one hit, yeah, it's gone. Good call, good call. Maybe not, I'm thinking of something else. Well, no, if you have a regular character, yeah. But because I have Azazel, he has all the spirit hearts ahead of it. So the spirit heart damage is always taken first. But like if you were Isaac or any of the regular characters who have red hearts, yeah, if you take the white heart half and then you get hurt, you lose it. It's gone. Yeah, I knew I was standing too close. I have a lot of hearts. How'd that happen? I haven't been paying attention to what I've been picking up. I have explosive diarrhea. Gross, by the way. You're dead. They're all farting on me. Gross. Ah, don't shoot me. Fat bats. Put it. Oh. Damn it, stop it. Stay still and let me kill you. I saw it. I don't know why I walked right into it. I saw it. Saw it and just kept on walking right towards it. Hello. Hello, how are you? Not entirely sure what I picked up that made me do that. Again, it's been a while. One makes you small. Bombs are key. Balls of steel.
Speed.
Bad gas. Oh yeah, I'm trying to figure out what I picked up that made me go supersonic speed. I don't remember enough of this game. It's been, I don't know why I've forgotten so much. Oh, easy room. Hello, also easy room, just don't get shot by the flames. Ah, I've been saving this. Oh. Just been saving it for you, Gertie. You bastard. You're dead. Moldy bread. I have so much health. Oh, I forgot to go to the devil room. It was probably something really good too. Probably the best item in the entire game. Oop. Probably jetpack. Just kidding, there's no jetpack in this. Azazel, you son of a... Like, 9 times out of 10 I fight you, you don't even attack me. This time you're just gonna go apeshit and attack me every 5 seconds? Well, that's it, run spoiled, yeah. I got to go into the devil room. It was gonna be the one item that just makes me super OP and carries me the entire run. We missed it. Bad gas. I guess I could actually save that and like try to use it, but I've never seen much point in it. I can fly, you dum-dums. You big dum-dummies. It's probably Guppy's Curse again, honestly. Like, that's something I really don't need to pick up, but will be tempted to anyway against my better judgment. Bobby bombs. Woohoo! Get him! Woohoo! Get him! Get him again. And again. It's kind of a waste, honestly. I should have taken his armor off first. Yeah, take it. Eat it. Eat it. Eat a unicorn. Hello. Oh! You almost got me. You almost got me. Tricky. Alright. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's get to the boss. Let's finish this. Let's finish this. Where is the last room? Right here. Bad gas? No bombs or key. Do not want that. Money poop! It's the golden poop of legend. Definitively finding your flow now? Definitively, I agree. It's all coming back after years of being away. It's actually funny how much it's coming back. Like I said, when I first started playing this game, like I watched people play it on stream for years. And I was finally like, you know what, I'll try it. Like the first couple times I played it myself, I was miserably bad at it. Like I was like, oh, I can't even get past the first floor.
Lemon.
Now even after taking a 2-year break, I'm like, oh, I can do a pretty decent run every time. It's not bad. I mean, let's just put a bomb there, just see what happens. Absolutely nothing. Okay. Fair enough. This room seems awfully large. And kind of in charge, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of in charge. That was 2 wasted keys. Could have just walked through the first one I opened and not wasted the second one. Not bad. They put them so strategically so they know you're gonna run into them if you're not paying attention. Take this! Ah, got him. Monstro. You're such a horrible 3rd floor boss. I don't know why you're on the 3rd floor. Oh yeah, eat it. Eat my unicorn love. Kill him with kindness. We are on the 3rd floor, right? I'm not sure why Monstro's on the 3rd floor. Doesn't happen very often. Stay still for 5 seconds, please. Thank you. So I'm gonna sound like I live under a rock, but what is this game? Oh, it's been out for a long time. Like, it was originally a Flash game on, like, Newgrounds, if you've ever heard of that website from back in the day. It was a Flash game way back when, probably, like, 10 plus years ago, and then, like, he just kept remaking it with like newer modern graphics and like adding just endless amounts of content in it. But generally it's a roguelike, so it's like randomly generated levels every time you play. And then like every room, there's like item rooms and stuff, so every run you do is a completely different game because the levels are generated, every room is generated, the bosses are randomly chosen, so every time you get to a boss room, it's one of like 4 or 5 different bosses. And like it's a pretty popular game on Twitch and stuff, or it has been for like years. There are some streamers that literally just like live off of streaming nothing but Binding of Isaac all the time. And like the maker of the game just keeps releasing DLC for it over the years. So like by now it's got like, I don't even know how many items, like 400 items that you can find in the game, and every time you find an item in the game, it unlocks it to be found more often in your runs. So like the first time you find an item, it unlocks it so you can find it more in your randomly generated runs that you do. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of like Spelunky, except this is like the original. Like essentially the game that kind of inspired all those other kinds of roguelike games. Can you imagine a VR version of this game? I won't ever have to imagine that because I actually sold my VR equipment. I will never play a VR game again. It's a sad day. But it would be interesting, like a first-person VR game. The world and everything in it. That's why you need to imagine it, duh. Yeah, I got really tired of my VR just not playing as well as it used to and me troubleshooting it like all the time and wasting tons of my free time. Plus, I kind of needed to find some spare expendable income to use for Christmas presents for my kids, so I was like, well, now's a hot time for VR, so I could sell this probably pretty quick, and within me having it posted on Facebook Swap, like 12 hours later, somebody already bought it. So I was like, okay. Took the money immediately, went Christmas shopping, and did all of my Christmas shopping in one trip. So it was a decent day. It was still kind of like pour one out for your homies, because I will miss the VR stuff, but I'll consider it that I was fortunate enough to own it and play the games I wanted to play. Could you stop hitting me? Thank you. Is that a tinted rock, or am I just dumb? I'm just dumb, okay. It's official. I'm so bad at finding tinted rocks in the later levels of this game. That is sad, though. It reminds me of a smoother pixel dungeon. Yeah, it's the same idea, yeah. They're all roguelikes. They're all the similar genre. What the hell is that? I don't think I've ever picked that up. I think they've added new items since the last time I've played this. So it's kind of weird for me to still see new stuff after playing this for hundreds of hours. Now, again, I've only played it like split up between different versions, so I haven't actually played any one version of it for 100 hours. I've played like the Xbox version, the PlayStation version, the PS Vita version, the DS version, the friggin' Switch version, the iPhone version. So like between all those different versions, I've probably put 100 hours into it, but I've never played one copy for 100 hours. My damage is not nearly high enough for as far into the game as we are right now, by the way. We have like nothing but money. Here, take my money, dude. I'll take it. That was a good exchange. One penny. More than paid for itself. That sucked. Thank you. Oh, take my unicorn love. Got him. Boss time, huh? Got 5 hearts. Not very much damage at all. Probably gonna die. I hit the wrong button. Ah, dang it. Not off to a good start. There we go. That works. I'll be surprised if we win this, but there's still a chance. Wow, we actually didn't take anywhere near as much damage as I thought we were. I felt like we were getting hit constantly. And that gives me a reusable white heart. It's about where we got last time. I think we got to Womb 2 last time. Kill them softly. Please don't. Please don't. No, I hate that.
I can see forever. Infested pheromones.
I don't know why I keep picking up the Fool card. It's literally useless. Ooh, umbilical cord. My timing could be better. Not worth it. Not worth that at all. For one little treasure chest? Yeah, screw that. Man, I am not dodging very well. If we make it to the boss fight, I'll be extremely surprised if we win. Just put it that way. That was just dumb. Sloppy. It's just sloppy play is all it is. Kill the giant poops. Oop. Whoa! How do we get to a point where we have no soul hearts and we're all red hearts? That's actually kind of hard to do with this character. Well, that was fun. Just smack me right in the face. Weird room? Very weird room. Charge! Get him, blue baby, get him! The other one I like was Rogue. Like, there was a game back in the day called Rogue. That's pretty good fun. That was a fun game. Hello? Did I just open you twice for no reason? That's stupid. Let me use 2 keys on one chest. Stop it! Now, what's even weirder about this game, Berry Bubs, is the story is apparently Isaac is my character. My bullets, normally, I'm using a special character right now, but normally my bullets are my tears. And like you cry, and that's what Blue Baby there is doing, is he's crying and shooting his tears at bad guys. And what we're doing is we're actually hiding in the basement from our mom, who's trying to sacrifice us for God. And these are all the weird things that we're finding in our mom's basement as we're trying to hide from her and save ourselves. It's a very strange story. You know, that old story, that old tale. Tale as old as time, really. Don't do it. We nailed it. We got the easiest boss we could have possibly got, thankfully. Ball of bandages. And if you get ball of bandages 3 times, you get Meat Boy and he runs around. It's the Meat Boy from Super Meat Boy. It's the same guy who made that made this. I was wondering why it had a cry face. Yeah, see, like, it's a theme through the game. Like, your character's always crying. And, like, when you get stat upgrades that increase your rate of speed, like the rate of fire, it's actually called Tears Up, because it, like, increases your rate of crying, essentially. Very weird game. Has a very dark and morbid, theme to it. Gotta check. You always want to check the double key door. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh, yum. I'll eat it. Only tears could really be used as ammo. Meat Boy. I love Super Meat Boy. There's a new one that's supposed to be coming out, if it hasn't already. I haven't kept up with it, but it's called Super Meat Boy Forever. It's supposed to be like a randomly generated Super Meat Boy, where like the levels are just always different. And it sounds awesome. Like, I can't wait for it to come out. I haven't kept up with it in a while, so for all I know, it might already be out. I like dark and morbid. I hate this room. Stop. Stop. Just stop. Just stop. Those things are the worst. Stop it. Stop it. Bloop. Did we make it to the boss of this level last time and die, or did we not even make it to the boss? I already forgot. I don't think we ever even made it to the boss. I think, yeah, we didn't, because we kept dying because we had Guppy's curse. We got stuck in that one room that kept killing us over and over again.
Balls of steel.
Leeches? Yeah. This guy's basement's filled with all kinds of creepy stuff, man. Don't judge him. Your mom never cleans. Die. God dang it. Oh! Stop it! Get away from me.
The Hierophant.
Woohoo! I shall. Oh! I almost did the exact same thing again. I see it, and then I just completely ignore it and just walk right into it and let it blow me up. We're doing alright. Like, surprisingly, we're not doing bad. I thought our damage was going to be an issue, but I don't think it is. We might just have enough damage to actually do some work on the boss here. Mom's heart. Die, Mom's heart. Die! I hate you. Wish I was never artificially created in a lab. That definitely helps. Okay, now let's stop. Stop, 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 stop. We might win. We might. There's a chance we'll win. We might win. Guys, we might win. Ah, shit. Don't panic. Don't panic just because you got hurt. Don't panic. Panicking on this fight's bad. One more. We did it, guys. This is the furthest I've ever gotten on the PC version, apparently. That's exciting. Ooh. Wait, this is your basement? Yeah, this is his basement. He's trying to hide from his mom who's trying to kill him.
Isaac!
See? She got him. He thought he got away. And every time you beat the game, you actually unlocked like a longer version of the game. So apparently on the PC version, this is the farthest we've ever gotten. But there's like 4 more endings after this where it just extends the game even further. I think there's 4 more. It's either 3 or 4. Yeah, I actually am surprised I beat it. Like, it's been so long since I played this game, I haven't touched it in like 2 years. And this is the second ending here. It's a fun game, like I enjoy it. I'll probably start streaming it more, honestly. Just for some reason, I just kind of stopped playing it for a while. I got so obsessed with the iOS version, I never touched any of the console or PC versions for a long time. And I think the PC version is actually the one I have the least amount of stuff unlocked in. Even on the Switch version, I've gotten way further than this. They even have a card game based on this game. It's a Binding of Isaac card game. You can actually play it 2 players. Endless game almost. That's essentially what it is. Like, there are streamers that have streamed this game since it came out. And this game's probably like 6 years old now, something like that, and they still play it to this day on stream every day because like every time you play it, it's a different run. Every time you play it, the items you find are randomly generated, and then there's actually achievements in the game to find every single randomly generated item at least once and touch it, and then beat every single boss at least once. And then there's actually an achievement to do that on all 3 save files. So people will go through and literally just play this game for hundreds of hours. But I'm definitely willing to start playing it some more. That was fun. I enjoyed it, actually. That was a really good time. I probably enjoyed playing that more than I enjoyed playing Spelunky 2, honestly. Because this was like the original. This is the OG roguelike game that I used to play. So it's fun coming back to it after so long. But for now, that's it for tonight's stream. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for all the follows, guys. Stud Hero and We Do Game Stuff. Appreciate it. And everybody, hope you have a good night. And I will see you guys next time. See ya. Bye.